we can begin. And does anyone wish to do a recount of the previous session? Vex is giggling away.
You're looking at the Discord meme.
No, looking at something else.
Looking at Lucas. I don't know. Is there a recap, or is it just going to be Vex giggling for the next 20 minutes or so?
Okay, let's see.
Color me.
We can monetize that.
Wilbrod.
We had a rest. We actually had a rest. We had some downtime. We leveled. We laughed. We cried. We probably had some bodily functions in there.
We particularly cried when we met up at the Slow Ink, and Wilbrod came and talked to us.
Yes, that was mildly traumatic, but you know, you get that
As usual.
we heard word that the orcs from the
Arashu Valley.
Yep, the Arashu Valley were heading towards I believe it Hemulak
Stump Flat.
and Stump Flat. And there was also pretty confirmed sightings of a dragon or a drake, and where the orcs may not be working with as much you can work with a dragon, or just running away from it. One of the two. Either way, it's not looking good for them. Luckily the garrison had been reinforced by the Knights Vigilant. You know, the actual competent adventuring party in the valley for Sir Etienne and his party. So they were off looking for the dragon and possibly find the orcs and figuring out what happened at that mysterious Elven village.
The one in the forest.
Yeah, which kind of just disappeared.
Well, it got burnt to the ground, didn't it, by the dragon? Isn't it? Well,
We don't know. It can't be strayed upon by Lashinara.
Yeah,
that's
which
right.
is
You couldn't.
Yes, Shulvarth. That was A, very odd that it can't be scribed, and B, no one knows that that particular cohort of elves have been basically keeping themselves. So no one actually knows what they've been up to.
I don't think he could scry on them beforehand. Like, or was he? No, he was able to scry on them, but he wasn't able. No one else was able to go into the forest.
Yeah, it's like a black. If the dragons are that big, there's nowhere. We're leaving the valley. Still leaving the valley.
Smaller.
There's your Drake picture. Great.
Too small. Smaller.
Oh no!
Anyway, so we went to see Lashinara.
Mm-hmm.
Find out more information.
Yep, we found out more information about this, about the dragon signs, the orcs, and then we had an unexpected visitor. A very unexpected visitor by our old friend, by my friend, I mean, pretty much
Hated enemy.
number one enemy, Giard, or the Ogre.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone remembers his actual name that unless no one calls him, well, that's probably extra XP for you. He came under truce, which was interesting. Apparently, he offered information which was beneficial to us, which was interesting. After significant trepidation, we decided Lashinara allowed him in, because strangely enough, there's some stuff to stop him coming in otherwise, and he especially after showing his true form and probably scaring a Commodore mostly to death, he came in and told us about the Slaughter Scar. So we knew that that bastard stitched us up.
That guy, yeah, him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that guy. That guy.
Though I'm sure his face was a lot less worried looking when he came in.
Yeah, probably. So he told us some information about something. Oh, let me check my notes now. Something about
Um,
the Slaughter Scar.
Yeah, the mercenaries had found something in the Slaughter Scar, hadn't they?
I
He woke
believe
the
so.
warlord.
A fragment.
He'd woken the warlord.
Yes.
No, the warlord was active in the
Yep.
valley.
Okay.
So, okay, yeah, there are dangers afoot in the Scar. There's cool people. Strangely enough, we certainly know about that much because the mercs are down there. Things have answered and need to be stopped soon. The warlord has arisen as marshalling forces. Now, we also heard about the warlord from the seer, the one who apparently resurrected Eldraine, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And soon the valley and all will be swept aside.
Pretty sure lots of people have told us we should go to the Slaughter Scar and deal with it, and we keep
Yeah.
ignoring them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's kind of like we're getting the hard word on. A fragment found in the 8 are not pleased, which makes some interesting implications of what the fragment could be.
The 9th.
It could well be the 9th. Giard certainly thinks it's a fragment of a divine creature, a thing that had been buried below the surface. And also, at this point, Lenza decided to use the minor blessing of ask the DM a question for a bunch of XP. And we determined and Lenza made the check, which is good. So we believe that what he's saying is true, and there's probably some benefit in it for him, but net benefit for everybody not being smoked by the 8 seems pretty good at this point. So he left without any caused any trouble, and we made the decision to head to the Slaughter Scar. Have I missed anything?
And then Lashanara admitted that he didn't actually have wards to stop the ogre coming into his house after the ogre had left.
Yes.
Because we were all like, "Oh, don't worry, we got Lashanara to back us up," and he's like, "Yeah, nah."
Lashanara no have sleepy times. He tired.
Yep, he don't have much sleep.
Cool. Well, that was a pretty good recap. So I'll give you some bonus XP for that. Cool. Okay. So that is where we currently are. Leave or have left it. Excuse me. So, dum 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 dum. You know, it's session 74. It was updated.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I did just for you.
I know.
I reckon that's worth 50 XP at least, that recap, so I'll chuck 50 in for you.
I thought you were going to give yourself 50 XP for updating it to session 74.
Maybe. Alright, it's been updated. Okay. So there you are. You are in Lashanara's house. Actually, you know what? I'll put you back on Summerton. Cool. And just so you can see it if you want, there is the valley picture, so you've got that available as well if you need to. So what are you all doing? Lashanara is pretty tired, pretty exhausted, but he is
I think we've got to get a group together to go south.
Have I? So if I've already explained to everyone about the ash root, I sort of explain this now. So, I will need so basically, the ash root grows. Ash root may cure me of Laurel's as malaise. So you know how if you guys all know how Hypatia's orange eyes, that's basically the result of kind of having inhaled the arcade equivalent of radioactive fallout when she was a kid. So that explains her absolutely rubbish constitution. So the ash root is something which could possibly cure that, or possibly kill me, which is bit
Win-win.
could be a bit harsh.
Okay.
So the ash root grows in Slaughter Scar, and I'll need 500 gold pieces to pay Uthra to brew this stuff together. What a lovely lady. No, she knows all the right. She's got very good knowledge about herbs and other things
Yeah, she's
that
great.
that are alchemical. And basically we need two things. We need besides the ash. We need the ash root. It needs to be kept in a cool, dark place. So, I'm going to dangerously assume I've talked to Uthra and figured out a suitable. Identified some sort of suitable container I can purchase, and maybe some sort of.
The skulls of most of the party counts as a cool, dark place.
I mean,
It's also open.
I mean, yes, if there's some bad happens, but you know, and it also requires the heart of a Titan, which, if we recall, Titans are big. That means the heart is probably big, like probably bigger than I'd say, maybe 4 times the size of a cow's heart. So,
Who told you that? Uthra?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we not?
And that
And
needs
she
to be reasonably fresh. It doesn't need to be super fresh, but it needs to be reasonably fresh. So, you know, ideally we keep it. We go kill something on the way out. Because and also, this I really wish this edition had Ray of Frost, because that'd be really helpful for keeping all these things, you know, intact. So I will be looking for some sort of, see if there's any sort of trickery which I can use to keep this stuff cool and dark and fresh on our
What was that
travel.
second ingredients again? The heart of
The
a
heart.
what?
Of a Titan. So a Titan is
Titan.
is basically a big fracking giant. I suppose not like the Greek version.
Mm. Oh.
Yeah, they're not
That's a
happy to see you.
beautiful.
Last time we fought one, we probably should have died if it was some weren't for the tree were actually trying to destroy some janky criticals.
Mm. Okay.
So we have to kill a Titan, and then, or we have to find a rare grass and then kill a Titan.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Can the herb be Can we get the herb, and then can Ulthra like dry it and keep it, so we can like not have a timeline, if you know what I mean?
Apparently, it needs to be fresh. No, I don't. And
The Titan heart.
the Titan heart.
You said that needs to be fresh, but does the herb have to be fresh
you
as well?
got it confused.
The Titan heart doesn't need to be fresh.
It doesn't need to be super fresh. It can be. It can be as long as it's not rotting, completely rotten. Well, mostly rotten, you know.
So it was it was the ash root that needs to be fresh, and the Titan heart that doesn't. That needs to be mostly fresh.
Okay.
Maybe I can cast Cure Light Wounds on the heart as we walk back, and it will stay fresh.
You'd be better off with Purify Food or
Food
Water.
and drink.
Food or drink? Yeah, that was the other one.
Should do it. So I just need to find. So did Uthra actually tell us how? So did you think with this ash root? Can we? But is it just the whole plant or just the root? Can we cut it up?
It's the whole plant.
The whole plant. Okay. Do we know how big it is?
It's about the size of your thumb.
Ooh.
Right.
And it
Okay.
and it is black.
Wonder if you could take
So
some
what?
soil.
The leaves are black.
Yep.
Everything's
You know
black.
what would have
okay.
been good? Having a druid with us.
Yeah.
Blind plant would be weirdly useful.
What if I just talk to the plants and be like,
I
"Yo,
know you can ask it. Hey, you an
Right?
ash tree?
yeah, yo,
Like,
Could
hey,
we not?
seen an
Could,
asteroid around here?"
could I not use Locate Object? No, that doesn't work for plants.
I don't know. It might.
That's the other thing to figure out is how much do we actually need? Do we need a single plant? Do we need multiple plants?
You only need
A
one.
plant.
Need one. Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
So what happened with Aaron?
He apparently is doing. Let's see. He's become a mercenary. Apparently, he might be.
Okay.
He might be a caravan guy, but he isn't in town, so I'm not sure. So it's like, well, at least he's not dead, and he might be doing something which is completely amoral. So, well, right.
Good for him.
Yep. I'm just gonna say, it's fine. I'll find another retainer.
Okay.
But yes, today I'm going to be looking for a suitable container that could be used to keep the ash fruit cool and dark. So probably like a box or something.
So the best thing for that would be an earthenware container, like a ceramic pot
Oh yeah, yep,
that you can.
another one.
Yep, you can keep pretty cool with some wet cloth above it. Yeah, probably some loamy dirt inside that you can keep moist.
We could get some earth from around where it's growing to put in.
Yep.
And obviously need to keep it on the cart to keep it safe and out of trouble and breaking.
Yep. So you're having that chat. Excuse me. Got some stuff caught in my throat from dinner. And you've all forgotten that you've got little Robin Woodfall of Hockton Hill with you.
What's Robin doing?
He's just sitting around listening, scratching his nose and all the like. But when you start talking about the ash fruit, he seems to perk up a little bit. And when you're kind of a bit confused about what's going on, etc., like exactly what to do, he'll just pipe up after Hypatia finishes the tale. Says, "My mum and dad, they were botanists. I know all about stuff like that."
Really?
Excellent.
Would you like to come for a walk?
That's what we'd already agreed I was going with you guys.
I think he meant to get like a pot that would be good for keeping it.
Yes, sure.
Well, let's go shopping.
That's what I hope he meant.
Woo, shopping!
But he is a member of the clergy, and you are very short.
I'm just taking a sinister time very quickly.
Let's see what Sean can cast.
Sure, you can go and you can find the right materials for just an earthenware pot, some canvas, some sackcloth, and the like. You can spend, if you spend a gold, you can have all the stuff necessary to transport it.
Cool. I'll take it out of the group treasure, or you can take it off yours, Hypatia, your choice.
I'll take it off mine.
Perfect.
I'll be clearing out enough to pay for the actual thing. And I also find a really big sack.
Cool.
For the Titan Heart.
Okay. If only you could go down to Titan's Heart, Saros.
No.
You're looking at the whispers there, Grail?
Not at the moment.
Kind of defeats the purpose when you have to tell everyone that you're secretly...
Nah, it doesn't. It's fine. Don't worry
Rolling.
about it. Look,
Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
I assume everybody is whispering
To
constantly.
tell you
all
the
time,
truth,
so-
I forgot all about it, so
Fair enough.
sorry about that.
That's a good...
I'll get something to you next time.
Look, just tell everybody here. Surely it can't be that bad, right?
That's cool. It was just a downtime sheet for Nevin, which I had forgotten to do for the previous session and in the intervening week or fortnight. I'd been a bit busy and other stuff, and I just forgot, just slipped my mind completely.
That's so cool. We all know that he got like a +5 greatsword while he's traveling.
Sure,
Nice.
that doesn't exist in this edition, so you know.
Mm-hmm.
And also go and while Manu goes to buy like a gold
He's
piece
got a
worth
holy
of
avenger that he can't use.
No, it's he's not that smart. He thinks it's a +5 greatsword.
No, it just has +5 written on the side of it.
Exactly.
It's 5 daggers beaten together to be a really long, thin sword.
Cool. All right. So, what are you guys doing then? What is the plan?
I picked up some caltrops, and then I think we should leave.
I mean,
I
we
picked up
going
some stuff
we get
for
supplies and stuff.
provisions.
Are we
Yeah.
going to expand on our party? Who are we taking?
We're taking everybody.
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 I think we need
Okay.
everybody.
Yeah.
hmm
Or do you mean should we hire mercs? I don't think we should hire any more mercs. We've already got 2 mercs.
We've already killed enough.
Plus Robin.
Yeah, and
No, just making sure we're.
Were you wanting to go and purchase anything else? Go and spend some more money now that you're together. You have a plan. Get an idea of what you want to do. I mean, shopping's always been a fun activity.
yeah. Look, I just wanted to get some flour. That was it.
Sure, you can get some flour.
Thank
I think
you.
Nevin's gonna.
We got
Nevin
quite a
might
lot
do
of
some
stuff.
shopping.
Good.
We should probably get some potions.
Yeah. All right.
Healing potions.
It
are
does
good.
actually make sense to go to the potion store. I don't disagree with that. I would totally go to the alchemist, but I'm not going back there.
You know, there's
Oh,
also you can also go to Tennyson.
let's look at Tennyson's first. If we have to, we go back to I'll go to the alchemist with some other people
Or Tennyson's Curiosity.
and
over here.
and not. Yeah, let's go there first.
And Balms and Elixirs was 39 there.
Wait, so are we going to Balms and Elixirs or are we going to Tennyson's?
Let's start with bombs and elixirs.
Alrighty. So
Okay.
Balms and Elixirs.
Is everybody going there?
We're going
Yep.
to send
I would
Hypatia.
like to.
Sure. Actually, why don't we split up? You
Um,
guys. Well, that way we can cover more ground.
yeah, I was gonna say Nevin's just gonna go to.
And that way I can go to Tennyson's.
Nevin's
can you
gonna go
find
to
at
an
Tennyson's?
armorer's.
Oh.
So, who's going where? Just move yourselves. So, Tennyson's is 31. Balms and Elixirs is 39. You want to go to an armorer, did you?
Or a
So-
weaponsmith,
So,
probably more.
So Justice Street's Arms and Armor is over here, 21. They do make some weapons, but they specialize predominantly in armor and heavy armor at that. The best weapons place is here, Doric's Blades.
Oh, that's way closer.
So move yourselves around, and then we'll work out what's happening after people go to where they need to go.
Hypatia, you can take the letter of credit with you.
Where did you go? 27.
Dirty poison money letter.
Oh, 27, 22. Oh, yeah, you went to Carmen Ollery's. Cool.
Oh, I can't find 31. I'm blind.
I'm next to it. It's over here with me.
Oh,
Because I'm covering it. Sorry.
how
yeah.
dare
There you go.
Hey, there we go.
I thought you guys wanted to go to the potion store. Okay, whatever.
Did, but then I
Oh,
want to know what curiosities are here.
See?
It's all terrible.
Yes!
Don't bother.
Join me!
Okay, so first things first. Alright, so we'll start with Nevin. Easy. Go to Doric's Blade. The fairly well kept, maintained dwarven shop is pretty quiet at the moment. There is a number of dwarves inside and a single gnome running around doing some things. When you enter, you feel a little bit claustrophobic because it's got a slightly lower roof than you would otherwise feel comfortable in with your towering height. But there's also a whopping great big huge sword hanging from the roof. The proprietor, Derek, will look you up and down as you enter. He's fairly stoic. What do you want?
I've come to look for some new implements for my trade.
You've lost your accent.
I know.
What do you want then? Fine warrior like yourself. What can we make you?
Well, I need something. Well, I like to get up close and personal, but just sometimes that just can't quite do that. So I need thinking maybe some throwing knives or a hurl battle too, or something like that. Have you got something along those lines?
Axes to throw. That's what you want. We can do some axes for you. We do specialized custom weapons here. But if you just want run-of-the-mill ones, I'm sure we can find some.
Well, since I'm kind of throwing them at people, it probably just run-of-the-mill would probably work nicely.
Fine. Then you can buy from Derek some throwing axes at their price. Regular price. They're on the...
Fair enough.
Yep. If you don't want anything fancy, he'll sell you some run-of-the-mill stuff.
Yeah, well, the other thing is, do you have anything that might be appropriate for a large chap like myself?
Well, depends. What do you prefer? What's your implement, to use your phrase of choice?
That giant sword over yon looks interesting. What can you tell me about that?
It's encumbered 6.
Yeah, it's an encumbered 6. An adventurer brought it into me and sold it to me, with a few other weapons he got from the ruins of Androshell. Originally I was just going to melt it down for scrap, but that looks pretty cool, so I'm going to end up engraving it with some stuff.
Oh, fair enough.
It's bigger than you by a considerable margin. It's about 10 feet long.
Yeah, that's all right. That's what I'm aspiring to. One day I'll wield that.
That's the weapon that you guys found in the ruins of Androshell. He'll sell it to you if you want.
Yes.
Yeah, but sure, Nevin wasn't there.
No, I know. It's just funny.
He just iron it off. That's his next sword. That's his one he's going to use to kill a dragon.
New goal, Nevin. Work out more. Pick up big sword. Yeah.
That's right. Do you have any other two-handed weapons in here? Maybe a polearm or a large two-handed sword?
If you want, we can sell you something that's just fairly cheap, but we prefer to make for esteemed warriors such as yourselves custom weapons. We pride ourselves on our work.
I already have a plethora of cheap weapons. I want something that, is outstanding.
Then you tell me what you would like. We will measure you. We will weigh you. We'll determine your gait, your reach, your wingspan, and how you would strike with the weapon, and we will build you something appropriately. It will be expensive, it will take time, but it will be customized to you and to you alone.
Sounds interesting.
The weight distribution will benefit only you for the way that you grip it, the way that you swing it, your muscularity, and your stature.
I was gonna say, do you want to pause there with Nevin and let me think about it for a bit?
Sure. We'll then go to the Balms and Elixirs. The Balms and Elixirs place is a little bit beaten up at the moment, but there is a guard on the door at the front. Well, maybe he's not a guard, he's some guy who's armed and armoured, sitting on a stool, smoking on a pipe, and eating an apple between puffs.
No.
No? Was that a no?
I think that was
nice.
outside the game. Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Oh, nice. He will look you up and down as you approach, then go back to his apple, and then puff on the pipe, and then back to the apple. He doesn't seem to pay you any heed.
Sort of nod his general direction and head on in.
Inside, the place is as you have seen it previously, though there seems to be a bit of damage to the internal walls, some blast marks, etc., a bit of burning, and a small, fat human. At first you thought he was a dwarf, but you've seen him previously. He stands maybe about 4'10". He will waddle out and he'll spy you. Ah, friends, what can I do for you? Welcome to the Balms and Elixirs. Best potions, brews, etc. Tinctures in all of Sumberton.
Well, we seem to be in the right place. As you may have gathered, we are adventurers, and we require. If you, we were just wondering if you have any healing potions.
Healing potions, you say? I think we've got a couple of those. Do you wish to have the actual magical variety or some tinctures? We've got plenty of tinctures.
Let's look at the magical variety. I shall ponder if we need tinctures in a minute.
Out of character question. There we go. What's the difference?
So the difference is that the magical variety just heal you instantly, automatically with magic. It's like a kill word spell.
Yeah.
The tinctures are actually on the wiki, and there is a chance that they won't work. They're cheaper. They tend to be made from brewing and steeping herbs and other ingredients in alcohol, fermenting it, etc. So if you have a look at the miscellaneous items in the house rules on the wiki, you can have a look at the ones there, and salubrity is the common healing one, costs 10 gold. And if you were to imbibe it, then it heals 1d6 minus 2 hit points at the end of the round. And if you roll a 1, it can actually damage you. But they're cheap.
Would a place like this sell the apothecary paraphernalia, or is that be somewhere else?
That'd be somewhere else.
Okay. Ooh.
So you'll be able to buy the drafts and brews here, the soda tinctures and elixirs, rather than the medicinal aperture. So if you want to buy
I
salubrity,
guess both would be good.
salubrity will charge 10 gold pieces as per. If you wish to purchase some healing potions, let's roll, see how many he has. Actually, you can roll Oz 1d6. That's how many healing potions he will have.
Sure.
3. Alright, he'll sell them each for 50 gold.
I think it's probably worth getting those 3 for sure.
He also has double that number of minor healing potions, and he'll sell them for 25 gold.
Oof. Okay. Talk him down. Come on, Hypatia, you could do it.
I will. Okay, let's start with how many do we want of each? So I've got already got a. So I'm just going to call the D6 ones Cure Light, and the other one's Cure Minors. So, I've already got a Cure Light. How many other potions do people have?
Be sure I think I'm the only one who's got another heal because I've got a minor one that just +1. I don't think anyone else has any currently.
Yeah, Sean doesn't, and Nevin doesn't.
None here. Not even
I have a
here.
healing potion and a replenishing healing potion, so I can give one of them away.
This one's as well. It's a very good point. And those are the D6 ones. So, so we got 3. Okay, so how many members? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus Dorian, who already has a healing potion. So
Oh, I've got to do a token for Dorian, don't I?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I think pretty sure I just said it.
Oh, you
Yeah.
broke up really bad at that.
Actually-
Oh, that's
You're turning
bad.
into
You're
a robot.
roboting.
Actually, I haven't set. Well, you can use whatever images I've got in the thing. I'll make it here forward for him later.
Cool.
But, so we've got 3 plus 4 plus 5, and 2, 3, 4.
Whilst you talk,
So
I'll quickly jump onto
How-
my token page and start doing it.
I mean, ideally, everybody has a minor heal potion.
There's already a
Just
token
Yeah.
for Dorian.
Really
I
handy
just
to
need
get them up, and we can spread the other ones around.
So there's a
Yep,
token for
I
Dorian.
concur. So if we get by all the Q minus, they'll be 150. So I guess I'll try and talk him down by 20%, or 10%, or something. Or I'll roll the thing and see what happens.
Make him an offer. You have to actually make an offer, Al. You have to be
Okay.
like, I will give you this much for this. Like you would in real life.
Yes.
All right, that's a fair question. That's a fair point. All right, so
So we
that's
got the three healing potions and what, like 6 of the minor ones.
Yep,
Yes.
which would normally be 300, so you lowball him and you say, I'll give you 200 gold for all of them. And then he goes, get fucked. And he hopefully gives you a counter offer because, you know, haggling's like a thing.
All right.
Or he just kicks you out of the store and says you can never come back.
What are the odds that he does that, though? Come on. There's
1
300
in
gold on
6.
the line,
1
potentially.
in 6.
Yeah,
1
1
in
in
30.
6. Yeah, maybe.
Rob, maybe 1 in
Hey,
36.
Hey, look, come on.
1 in
wait,
12.
Oh,
It
usually
is a dude, and Hypatia is a woman, so
And I
plus
have
2 to
the
that
ring.
roll.
So
That's
it's a
right.
-2. So I have to.
How do you pop a button on full plate?
With a
Oh,
lot of
sorry,
faith.
this
So
strap
we-
seems to have come undone.
I believe she shows him her ring and then
Yeah.
it works. Which
I think it's just welcome to the
sounds
gun
really
show.
bad.
Okay, so make your reaction check then.
Okay, I will make a thing at. So that was, you said 300. So let's go with 250. That seems pretty. That seems not a terrible thing. So 2d6 -1 for charisma, -1 for the ring, so -2 total. Actually roll. That is average. That's okay. I can deal with average. Probably just says no.
250,
Maybe.
say. Well, that would undercut my profit margin significantly, and I do have 10 kids to feed. Not all mine, mind you, but still 10 kids to feed. Look, you know, I like you. So, I'll tell you what. I'll offer you, for each of the healing potions, 50 gold. And for each of the minor healing potions, you can have them for 25 gold. But if you purchase all of them together, I'll sell it to you for 300 gold.
Why not? Sure. All right. Yep. Let's just get them all. Then we don't. We're not going. Hopefully, we won't need to do this too often. All right. Do you? I suppose this seems acceptable. Provided he will honor the letter of credit.
Sure, he will honour the letter of credit.
All right.
How well did he roll, Grail? Because it seemed like he rolled much, much better than Al did.
He doesn't have to roll.
He doesn't have to roll. He
I
just-
know. I'm just saying he seemed to roll much better than Al did.
I'm happy to walk away with average.
Yeah.
That said, do you actually our extra guy, Robin. Is it Robin?
Robin,
Yeah, did he happen to come along with us? with me, or did he just wander off?
Yeah, you can go
He
along with
went
you
to
if
go
you
get the pot stuff. Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah, that's what he'll be doing actually. So yes, he'll be going to
Okay.
get the stuff
Yep.
for that.
No worries.
So if you pay for 300, he will actually throw in a salubrity tincture as well.
Okay, that's not bad. I can deal with that.
There you go.
Did you get some salubrities?
No. Mostly because
Okay.
we just spent 300 gold,
Okay.
and we've got almost enough for the with including celebrity. We've got enough we've got enough potions for everyone to have at least one cure potion of some description each.
Okay. Good.
So
Okay.
enough to keep everyone alive.
Sure.
Give or take 5 mils.
All right, so he'll spend a little bit of time getting those together. Does anyone else at the Summerton Barnes and Elixirs wish to purchase anything in particular? If you wish to buy any of the tinctures that are in the wiki, he will be able to sell them to you. Cool. Magical ones are a little bit more awkward and hard to come by. Okay, so those of you who went to...
Repel is actually
Having
really
a look.
good. It would be worth picking up Repel, but that's fine.
Repel.
It's 1 gold piece.
What, insects and vermin?
Yeah.
So that's a good point.
I'm just saying,
Cool.
like, it's actually pretty good. Toaster's Friend's not bad. There's quite a few that are actually pretty good. Salubrity is actually good. But whatever. If that's what you guys want, then just get what you want.
I'll actually fork out for some repel for one dose for everybody. That actually seems pretty good.
You don't need much of that. I just, a couple would do. Anywho,
So,
what next?
so for those of you who are there, if you wish to look at the tinctures, feel free to do so while we go back to Tennyson's
Yep, I'm doing that right
Curiosity.
now.
Cool. Okay, so those of you who went to Paul Tennyson's Curiosities, it is a run-down, ramshackle building. It's all boarded up. Thankfully, Shuru and Minerva know how to get in by going around the back. And the door there is mostly boarded up, but as you approach, you can see a little bit of the boarding move. You can see someone peering out through the gap, and then the door will open. And this rather vivacious-looking woman will greet you with a broad smile and glittering eyes. Sure, my darling, welcome back. And you've brought some more friends. Please come in.
Indeed, I have. A most suave and dashing fellow. This is Latoad. Latoad, the curator.
Haven't I seen him before?
Ah,
She looks him up and down.
I mean, it's a face few would forget.
Please come on in, all of you. Welcome to Port Tennyson's. And what is it that you are after today? Such wonderful, amazing, and illustrious adventures. I've heard tales. You've come back from Andershell, successfully routing out many foes from within. A great job. A great job. You should be proud. You're heroes. What can I sell you today? Please peruse. The shop is just full of all bric-a-brac and knickknacks, and there's some stuff in jars that looks, maybe like some fermenting eyeballs, and there's some bits and pieces of moldy stuff growing on like a bit of wood, but there's also brass trinkets and little bits and pieces of bone carved into fetishes with feathers in there. There's rusty swords, there's polished swords, there's stuff hanging from the rooftop, there's a bucket full or a barrel full of oddly shaped and misaligned boots, and there's a hat sitting on a stand, there's a mannequin that's got a suit of mismatched armor upon it. It looks like it's mostly junk.
Oh, sure, I'll go check out the boots like he always does. See if there's anything particularly good.
Zhang is just gonna look around, see if there's any interesting looking scrolls or
There is
books or
lots.
whatnot.
There's lots of papers and scrolls and scroll cases and sheets, loose leaf sheets piled upon each other, weighed down with strange, odd, heavy items and objects. Excuse me. So let me just check something.
Now, she doesn't happen to sell caltrops, does she? Random caltrops.
I mean, eyes are edible, right?
They are, yeah.
Yes.
I'm just
And
making.
Savash is drawn to them.
I'm just making a couple rolls here. Okay, so this is just to remind me. What is right, so there's the numbers. Oh yeah. So let me just. So you're going and looking at the papers. You're looking at Zheng. You're looking at the jar of eyeballs. Vash.
Yes.
One of them blinks at you,
Ooh.
and Shira is looking at some boots.
Mhm.
All right. So as you start looking around, she'll sidle up to you, Zheng. You're from the north, aren't you?
That's correct.
A
From
man,
the
a man of knowledge, you seem, because you've been drawn quite clearly to what I have here to offer. What is it that you are after in particular? Anything interesting?
well, we do have plans to visit the Slaughter Scar, so it'd be good to see if there's anything related to that region, perhaps some of the history or even the latest news.
I see. Well, these pieces of paper here are mostly, rubbish. Probably only useful for wiping your behind after you do your morning's ablutions. Not what you would be after. A lot of what's in this shop is old Dennison was a bit of a hoarder, but I have something that might interest you, but I don't know if it's particularly of use to you. But it might interest you still, nonetheless, if you have friends who might find it interesting. She'll look you up and down. No, probably not. Let me think on it a moment. What can I get you? What can I get you? You're after knowledge.
Always.
You're after... But you said you're going to the Slaughter Scar.
That's correct.
So knowledge is not what you need. Come with me. She'll drape a long, elegant arm around your shoulders, and she'll start leading you. She's quite strong. But she's gentle in her application of her strength. She starts leading you away from the pile of papers. Do you follow? Do you resist? Do you untangle yourself from her charms?
I will call out to the nearest party member and see if I can get them to follow along. I'll be like, hey, Guys, something interesting this way. Follow me.
She'll look over and wink at Shiru.
Sure.
Blow a little kiss
Sure, we'll
towards
trail
Shiru as well.
after.
You're going
At
into
just the right distance.
going into the Slaughter Scar. I've heard tales of what's in there. Now, knowledge is all well and good, but if you're going into the Slaughter Scar, knowledge will not save you. But this, she'll start digging through a small drawer in a dusty desk that's full of crap and it's covered in piles of bric-a-brac, etc. And then finally she'll find it and dust it off. It's covered in just piles of dust, etc., and dirt and grime. And it's a small amulet on a burnished brass chain. It looks to be a pretty disgusting looking amulet. It's made of bone and seems to have dried, desiccated flesh and tissue suspended in a phial of some kind of foul looking liquid. This is what you need, my friend. What's your name, sorry?
Zheng.
Ah, you look like a Zheng. I knew a Zheng once. He was a fine, fine man and a mighty lover. This will save you from what you will find, or what will find you in the Slaughter Scar. She'll reach out, grab your hand, and gently but firmly twist it over, and then place the amulet with its chain in your palm, and then pat it. This is a grave ward. It'll protect you. 350 gold. I would hate to see someone as fine as you come to harm.
Do
Thank
we
you
even
for
have
the gift.
350 gold?
That's a good question. Is there a way to check if this thing is authentic and not just a random bit of bone and flesh that she's just thrown onto us?
I don't know.
Well, we can use detect magic, but so far
it's
she's dealt
not.
us pretty straight.
Okay.
I disagree, but Lender isn't there.
The toad licks his eye.
Mm.
Well,
Look, if she says that it's going to save you, I think we should get it, but I don't think we actually have that much money. So
Well, I've got a fair bit on my own personal body, which I could spend if it's going to save us, as she said.
well, if it's going to save you.
Well, save me, yes.
Yeah.
Shame I'm not there.
You are in the room.
And I like these eyeballs. Did I hear?
You can hear it if you want. It's not a particularly large place, and the walls do seem to sound reverberates a little bit around here. And she's not talking quietly.
This sounds very important for us to get,
Mm.
dear curator, but I was kind of hoping for stuff for some other people as well. If we spend all our money on but Zhang, what about the rest of us? Maybe there's something you could throw in that would help everybody as well?
Depends what I have in store at the moment. You know, my place. Sure, things come, things go. Sometimes things just disappear and get lost, but they resurface again months, maybe years later. I have something for you, though. Upon that pile of papers that your friend Zheng was looking at, there is a scroll there. It might benefit you. Maybe not now, but in the future.
Ah, interesting.
It is a treatise.
Is it for the hills? Wait, what is this treatise on?
I believe it's called
Sure.
a Writ of Prayer. It's
Oh,
It will help you in your theological studies.
oh.
That's if you're interested in it. As I said, maybe not now, in future it may be of benefit to you.
All right. Well, okay. So, how much do you have, Shane? Just the question.
I've got 15 platinum, 100 gold.
So that's
Oh,
250.
okay. So you can get there most of the way by yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, sure. If Shura spends all of his gold, we can afford
Also,
that.
for your information, if you want any charms, wards, or magical accoutrements, she should be able to procure those in the shop somewhere, possibly. So anything that's written down in the wiki under that list, she should be able. She should be able to come up with.
Look, I was thinking about that, but this just sounds so handy because it'll save your life.
Save
which
our
seems
souls.
like something that we should probably get over anything else. Unless
I do want that constant light amulet. Although apparently someone
Oh,
else
we can just
can
make
that.
yeah, that's
Yes.
no problem. Yeah,
Let's make those after
Make
this.
please.
yeah, we'll do that. We've got the ammo for it.
It'll cost us 25 gold though.
No, it won't, because we've already got spare items. All we have to do is put a stone onto a piece of leather.
Yeah, tie a string to it.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine. That's no problem. Put it in like a little back brace or something, whatever. The thing is whether we want to actually get any of these other things, because there are really good ones as well. But if we buy this item, we won't be able to afford any of the other ones. Because originally I was thinking that we might pick up, like maybe the scarab, because it's pretty good. But
How much is a scarab? 250.
250. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I can probably help pick up nearly both items. But I want my eyeballs, I think.
Alright, we'll get the eyeballs then.
How big's the jar of eyeballs?
The jar
Oh,
of
God.
eyeballs? Oh, my dear, dear lady. That jar of eyeballs. They don't really do anything. They just blink. It would be remiss of me to try and make money from them and tell you they do something else. Is there anything that... I mean, if that's all you want them for, just because they look interesting, I could sell them to you for 10 gold.
It's like looking at fish.
One of them
And
blinks.
just tap the glass.
One of them blinks again.
Oh my god, it's like a goldfish. You'll just have an eye in a jar that swims around. I call him Blinky.
Do you know what type of eyeballs these are?
What species?
They are human.
Ooh. How many eyeballs in there?
There are 13 at the moment.
13.
I
If you
say
smash
Suspicious
them.
number.
I say at the moment because maybe after you buy it, there'll be less.
It's a bargain, Bosh. Get it for 10 gold. They don't do
Totally
anything. But they're gonna freak the heck out of people when you pull out the jar of blinking eyeballs and eat one. Oh god.
I thought the mercenaries were scared last time when she started just pilfering their dead comrade.
I would back up.
Or
I
she
wonder if
could
you-
get one put in a necklace.
Oh, god.
Is
Or
Is the
she
jar
could-
special? Is the jar special? If you put an eyeball in it, will it start blinking?
I don't know.
You're not there.
Hmm.
Or are you? You know you went to Carnioleries.
No, I'm kindly Ulleries. I think Sean would be freaking out about the eyeball thing.
Yeah. The other thing that you should consider, Vash, is you can get the Cook's Cruise, which makes all our meals delicious, which is awesome. It's 10 gold. And there's also a cup that you can buy. What is that called?
Yes, I will be your sugar mama.
Well, there's a cup that makes like things alcohol. Good tasting alcohol.
Yep.
Ooh.
Which is
Like
also 10
Krivaloo.
gold.
Love
The
that.
Goblet of the Lush.
That's it. Goblet of the Lush.
10
Yeah.
gold. Oh.
10 gold.
Easy.
Corkscrews is 10 gold as well. So if you want to
Easy,
get
I'll
those,
take it all.
okay. Okay. Well, we'll put the money together to get that 350. If she'll also throw in that random prayer for me. Huh? You know you want to.
The Writ of
I
Prayer.
don't even know what it does.
The Writ of Prayer. Okay. She'll leave Zheng with the amulet in his hand, pat him on the shoulder, stroke his bald head as she wanders off, with Shiro in tow. Now,
Mhm.
this will be of benefit to you, I am certain, as I mentioned in the future, and also that fine young priest that you know. The one that I sold.
Ah.
The one I sold that really large.
The bling.
The bling bling, yes. So, let me find it. She'll start going through the papers, etc. It's around here somewhere. Ah, there we are. And
It's right at the back down there.
yep. And she'll pull up a fairly large scroll that's got two handles on it, two wheels. This Writ of Prayer, 75 gold.
Oh, it's massive. Okay.
It is massive. It is an encumbrance 1 scroll. As I mentioned, it will help you with your studies. I believe it was penned by someone who was a priest and a scholar.
Yes, I definitely want it. Because it will help at least 2 of us. Okay.
I'll tell you
Yep,
what,
that's
because you are a returning customer, you can have the writ for 70 gold, and your friend Zhang, because he's so handsome and you have done such a sterling job at the ruins of Androshell, you can have that for 340.
Very
Alright.
generous of you. Thank you.
410. Alright, we will do that. Let me just gather the gold together. Alright, take 250 off yours, if you will, Zhang.
So 1 platinum is
10.
10.
Yeah, so it'll cost you 100 gold and your 15 platinum. If you take that off. For me, I will add that to the...
Bang, 15 platinum, 100 gold gone.
Yep.
20 silvers. Let's go.
I have to...
Alright. So I will.
And we will get those, and I think we should probably leave before she offers us other stuff that we can't afford. Because we don't have any money left, really. Unless she offers something to Vash. Maybe Vash has some money left.
Oh,
Vash,
I've
the
got
eyeballs,
mine
right?
left. Don't you worry.
Okay.
I have 3 platinum. We're poor now.
I'm 20 silver.
Did you
very,
get
very
any-
poor.
Yes. Yeah, but you
Did
got
you
the
get any gold
item,
from it?
okay? You got the expensive thing.
Thank you.
Alright,
Oh, you
was
don't
that,
need
Vi?
me to fork out anything?
no.
You can.
We got the Grave Ward. Awesome. An amulet housing a disgusting fetish of bone tissue suspended in holy water. Undead have -1 to hit the warded character with physical attacks. The wearer also has DR1 versus physical attacks from undead. Okay, very cool. So that's what you have gained.
Grave water.
And we have gained the Prayer of
The Writ of Prayer.
Ooh,
Prayer.
that's kind of cool.
Yes. That is very cool.
The
Yes.
eyeballs are important.
Excellent. That is exactly. Yep. Excellent. I'll add that to. We could even leave that with kindly Ollery if you wanted, Sean.
Yeah, that might work.
Because
Or we could lock it away in the vault.
yeah.
I think that would be a very good idea to put that in the vault in the monastery or the church vault.
Keep in mind, nobody else knows about the church vault. Because you're like the church member who can go there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I
Well,
would probably
finally
just
can go
entrust that. Yeah, I would entrust that to... Unless we want to take it with us, which is also the other thing that we could do.
But
Might
the
not be.
risk of us losing it is high, and the risk and us actually using it while we're out and about is very low.
Yes, it does reduce our training time in half. But yeah, okay.
How often are we training away from town?
Not often, but we could with this thing.
Well, it's your call. You bought it.
Vex also trains out of town.
Yeah.
So,
You know what? We will carry it.
so Vex,
worth
you
it.
bought the cruise, the goblet, and the ice. Did you for 30 gold?
Yes. Do you guys think hag salt would be useful?
What is it? Sorry?
Creates a circle with 10, whatever that thing is, 10 feet radius that takes 2 rounds. Acts like protection from evil for 1d6 rounds, after which the salt dissolves.
I mean, it would certainly be useful, but it is 200 gold. If you want something for 200 gold, I would recommend the relic of
Anabiosis.
yeah. However that's said, if
Anabiosis.
reduces 0 hit points by injury and you make your saving throw versus death, it's consumed in fire and you heal d4 plus 1 HP, which could
Ooh.
be really good on you personally.
I will yoink that then.
He's saying you face tank like Monty.
Yes, that is exactly what I am saying. I think that it's probably a better choice for you if you have the gold for it.
Yes, I do.
Alrighty.
I'll yoink that as well. Might as well. Otherwise, I'm not
Gosh.
gonna be
Awesome.
spending money, you know.
Okay,
She is
That's-
stacked.
that's great.
Goodness.
Meanwhile, Minerva's just meandering around looking for another ball of twine. Where's some more balls of twine?
If you get 2 of them, then you can
It's
twist them.
twice as much twine.
You can twist them together, and it's as strong as rope.
I know. Dude, that's what she's already doing. She's already like, I want to make a cloak out of this stuff and see how strong it is. It'll be awesome.
Could you imagine climbing a length of twine?
That would cut real bad.
I
But yeah.
reckon.
Yeah. You'd need some good gloves. That's what I'm saying.
You couldn't grab it.
You would have to do a special. You'd have to fold it on itself.
Yeah. Or you
Mm.
could have like a device that runs up and down it with handles that push against the twine.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Ascenders.
So
Yeah, cinders.
to
Exactly.
okay, so if that's all you guys are doing at Port Henderson's Curiosities, she will offer you all a cup of tea to sit down and regale her with some tales.
Fantastic.
She seems quite smitten with both Zheng and Shiru, though.
Oh. Nice.
Zheng buffs his bald head a little bit while she's not.
He picks up some wax.
Careful, it's made from turtles.
Kindly Olivery's place. Were you doing anything in particular down there? Sure.
Sean's just helping out and restocking his travel rations, but otherwise he's got pretty much everything he needs.
No worries.
So he would just be helping out and
And Kindly Olivery is quite pleased to see you taking some time, more time to help out, and especially
help
given-
train up some of the younger
Yep.
or less experienced initiates,
Cool.
all that sort of jazz.
Alright, so back to Nevin then at Doric's Blades. What is Nevin interested in with Doric's fine blades?
Yes, I have fighting with both hands and cannot hold torch. Is there a way of having 2-hand weapon with some light source incorporated in it? That would be perfect. Can you think of something like that?
We don't enchant items. If you want to put magic upon it, then see someone else. But to put a mundane form of light on there, would be fraught. I don't see any real way of putting a light source on a weapon, not one that is lit and burns. If you have another item, a magical item that is illuminated, we can set it into a weapon for you. But we make high quality weapons here that are designed for killing. So
yes. I believe I might be able to find an item like this. I might have to talk to some friends, see what I can have. But
yes,
say I have a small item, say a rock or an enchanted bullet. Could we install this in, say, a iron staff?
a staff. We could put it in a staff if you want. Yes, absolutely. Our weapons take time, and it depends how big it is. But yes, we would have to measure you up. We'd have to get all the tests done, take down the details, and then begin work on it. We have, at the moment, a bit of a backlog. We are always busy here. But an iron staff is reasonably straightforward. It would probably take 3 to 4 weeks.
And the cost?
Depending upon the item you want set in it. We'd probably maybe looking at 200 to 300 gold. You wanted the very best? We'd make the very best. Our weapons are not just effective, but they are status symbols.
Fair enough. I shall see what I can find, and I will come back with said enchanted item and go from there.
Very well. Alright, people at the Barnes and Elixirs, did you...
You cut out of it there.
Yeah. I'm mining. I think the only thing I want to do is talk to the dwarf and ask him if he's the market for any rare herbs or other ingredients for his wares.
The dwarf.
From the slaughter scar or something.
Yeah.
You mean the short human?
Sorry, the short human. My bad. Okay.
Wow. Racist.
Technically, it's not racism. There's different species.
Yeah.
Speciesism.
Speciesism.
Yes.
I'm fairly sure a dwarf and or a human would be insulted to be mistaken for.
Yep. Racism exists within the elven community between the elves and the half-elves because the half-elves are...
Because the half-elves are inferior, yeah.
Because they are elves, yes. They're not actually a species per se. They're kind of a hybrid species / race.
Subspecies, yep.
But dwarves and humans and orcs and elves are species, not races. Anyway, so you're going to inquire about that. We don't really need much. We have our own forages. Why? What is it you think? Where are you going? What do you think you can bring us?
We do have someone who is well versed in botanical matters, but they're not here with us, and we are going. We are going to the Slaughter Scar, which I'm led to believe may have some interesting things growing there.
Maybe. Oops. Maybe. There's not a lot that grows in the Slaughter Scar, though. Not that I know of. Never been there. We never need anything from there, but But.
But they would love to buy demon blood.
This is the thing. That's why he's like thinking. But creatures now. Creatures are a different thing altogether. I'll tell you what. We aren't always in need for ghoul tongue or blood of demons. But because they are tinctures that are not widely needed, they're made to order. But if you can bring some of those back, I'm sure that we could come up with something. We'll always take those, I guess, as long as you don't bring in 10 pints of blood and 5,000 tongues. Nothing too ridiculous. A small smattering here or there. Things like that. Yes. Absolutely.
I think we can. Alright. Well, if we happen to come across anything like that, we will certainly let you know. We'll
They're the things I think which would be the hardest for us to come by. So if you can find them, then yes.
Nice.
So if you don't want to buy anything, then you guys and
Yeah, I'm good.
cool. And
I'm broke.
back at Tennyson's, you're just having a cup of tea, and she's very charming and witty, and she'll gently pat Zhang on the knee every now and then when he's talking and laugh at his jokes, even if they're not actual jokes, and like brushes Shura's hair with the back of her hand, and she'll look at the toad every now and then, and a little smirk will play across her face. But yes, otherwise she'll just listen to you talk if you do wish to talk, or she'll just talk about almost nonsensical stuff, but you seem enthralled by it. Otherwise, you can all meet back wherever you wish to meet back. Move yourselves upon the map.
I guess.
Or not.
Going back to Durik's Blades. Like I said, we're probably meeting a slight wink, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Where are these? Oh, there you guys go.
I've got a jar of rivals.
And we'll put together that necklace for
He's
Zhang.
not actually there, Lindsay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a shame.
He's down Slaughter Scar way, if you remember.
Yep. Shquan wasn't there.
Oh,
He
he should be.
didn't meet up
You
with you.
should be. You should just teleport here to be with us. Come on now.
And yeah,
One
does
less room.
Nevin ask for one of the sling bullets? Henry?
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute. I said he does.
Okay, cool. Well, then I'll take those. Also, does Vash need one as well?
Yes, please. I have
Alright.
no third arm.
Cool. Technically, they all belong to Sean anyway, but I will remove them from. Oh,
Well,
they're not on my character
not
sheet
really.
anymore. They're in the cart.
Sean made them for the party. Back when it was possible to make them for free.
Yep.
Good old
Alright.
days.
I'll take them out of the treasure. 3 thingies. Oh man, if only Minerva knew that this was happening, she would have totally put shit on them.
If you wish Shaquan to turn up, you can have Shaquan turn up at the Sly Wink.
No, I like the idea of him being up to stuff down Slaughter Scar.
That's fair.
That's a more interesting story to me.
Cool. I assumed
did-
that was the case, but alright. So you guys can meet back up. Are you taking the thing back to Derek's Blades, Nevin?
Yeah, he's looking at it. He doesn't have 200 gold though.
Derek will require full payment in advance.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case. Oh,
Well, Shiro is skint. Otherwise, he would probably lend you money. But maybe somebody else will.
you barely know him.
Exactly.
It's alright. He'll
Alright.
just
Alright,
go
so
back next time.
if that's the case, you've gone and done your shopping, you've got your stuff, you're all together. The Sly Week is bustling. There is quite a few people in here at the moment. Robin has returned. He has 2 earthenware pots, some canvas, a bunch of sackcloth. He has a small little satchel of loam. It's looking good.
So Sean also needs to buy some rations. I'm assuming that's fairly standard.
Anything else is as per the book?
Yep.
Robin will hand the earthenware jars over to Hypatia. I got 2 because, it's possible one might break.
Oh.
Also, if you find a lot of this ash root, you might want to bring more than 1 lot back, and you might be able to sell it.
I think Uther would be. I'm sure Uther can find more than one use for it.
Maybe. I don't know the medicinal properties of it very much. But, yeah. I know how to care for it.
That's good. So I was just I was at the Summerton Bombs and Elixirs, and it occurred to me: do you know of any other unusual plants which might grow in the Soil Scar that people around here might be after?
Well, I'm not from these parts. I travelled to the valley a while back, and I haven't been to the Soil Scar myself, so it'll be interesting. I don't know what grows there, but maybe Uthra does. You could ask her, maybe some other apothecaries in town. They might have an idea. They might have something of interest within that you could return with. Myself, I don't know what grows there. My understanding is not much at all grows in there, if anything. I thought it was a
Well,
blasted wasteland.
I guess if we spot anything, we'll bring it back.
I'm surprised, in fact, that this herb that you are after grows in there, because legend and myth that I heard and rumour suggests it is nothing but almost volcanic in nature, filled with pits of fire, smoke. The ground is blasted and wasted, hard as broken glass.
Yes, hard as broken glass.
Yeah. Perhaps strange things can grow there.
Maybe.
Things you would.
If there is something in there, it'd be particularly interesting, I'm sure.
Indeed.
So, what are your plans?
Travel.
What time? Yeah, let's just travel. If we find something, we'll bring it back and see what Ruth makes of it. Well, whatever.
Okay, so does everyone have their rations that they've purchased, etc.?
Yes.
I'm working on that now, but pretty much. How far do we think it's going to take?
Aldrin has no funds, therefore no rations.
There are rations on the cart for people who can't afford rations.
I know that. I'm just saying Aldrin has nothing.
Also, I'm expecting
So
Hypatia to
rations.
subsidize the rations by cooking bread.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed, I will be. I brought some ingredients. other ingredients go with the thing just for that exact purpose.
Bacon
sure-
or Al.
I'm
so
sure
who-
Sean will attempt to subsidise the rations with fresh hunting as well.
Yeah, we have 2
Yeah.
hunters.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll say likewise. Who's taking the potions? We should probably hand those out before and not
Good
keep them
point.
all on.
All right. Indeed, it's kind of like in group thing. So, I guess I've already got a queue of lights. So, and we've got those 3 perpetual ones. So I believe who has the perpetual ones at the moment?
Zhang,
I have
Zhang,
one.
Vash.
Okay.
Perpetual. What is that? I've refreshed my memory on what they do.
They're 2. I think they're D6, but they refill each sunrise or something.
Yep.
That's really good.
It's
Yes.
ridiculously good.
They're
Did you
really
say
good.
my name?
Yes.
Regarding the... Oh, I have a perpetual. Oh.
Yeah, you should have 2 perpetuals.
Oh, just in general. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
You should have 2 perpetuals, and Vash should have 1 perpetual.
Should we
Yep.
share that between people or keep 2 on Zhang?
We're keeping
Well,
2 and 3
Zhang
because
has
he's
the
the medic.
maneuverability. He
Right.
can get to someone who's down. That's just
Yes,
you
that
know.
makes sense.
So can Aldrin now, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
What we could do, maybe we could give Eldraine one of the replenishing, and they both get a cure minor each as well.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Anyone else who doesn't have a version get at least a cure minor.
So that's a perpetual heal.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
a minor.
So take him off. We'll take the miner off the cart, and Zhang lose one of your perpetuals.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Added to Aldrin's.
Shiro's going to. Oh wait, Shiro already has a potion. Minerva's going to take a potion. Yeah, she doesn't have one. I think Hypatia should drink hers.
I had 2, but you needed one to stop Shane from bleeding out.
Yep. Okay, I'll take a minor.
And Durin has one by himself as well.
Cool. You guys sorted all that out?
How many have we got unclaimed?
I think I still need to take that minor heal off the cart, so...
I'll take off yours, and I'll take off Aldrain's.
Thank you.
Alright, that means we've still got the 3 proper cure lights, unless somebody took one of those, and we've still got 3 minor cure lights. 3 minor cures. Does anybody want those to carry?
I'm fine with having a few on the cart as backup too.
I was going to say Sean doesn't have any cures, but light wounds on him or any healing potions.
I
Alright.
get you. You're in a unique situation of you are
Yeah, but we'll give you a
Oh.
minor anyway.
So's Aldrin.
Yeah, take a minor. Okay, so put a cure minor onto Sean.
Okay.
Lens will happily
Okay.
take a light if no one if
Lens
if,
will
if
take a
they're
light.
going.
Yep, sure.
I've already got a minor one, but I am, I guess, somewhat more likely not to be dead if shit goes down. So I could I guess administer it to someone else if needed.
Sure. Alright, that leaves us with 2 lights and 2 minors. We can just keep them as backups later if you want.
Mercenaries, or can I deal?
I mean, I feel like we should take them with us, right?
Well, they're on the cart. We could also put a cure minor on each of our caravan guards.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh, I'm not a mute. Okay. Yes, I concur.
Okay. Well, I'll take off the last 2 cure minors. so that both Jaw and
Better.
They do.
Thank you.
they can have a minor cure to make sure that, you know, if there is a chance of them surviving, they will. And yeah, anybody who wants to claim the last 2 actual cure lights, just put up your hand and you can have them.
No.
All right. Cool. Well, now that's sorted, we can continue on.
Cool. All right. Let me just. All right. Cool. Okay. So the next morning, because you won't be able to do anything that day, it's getting pretty late in the afternoon. By the time you all finish, you're doing your shopping, getting back together, sorting your stuff out, etc. And the road awaits. How do you wish to travel, and where are you heading? You have the cart. Are you taking the cart with you?
Yes. I've been to the Slaughter Scar before, sort of, the edge of.
Only
Did it
the
look
edge.
like a... Yeah, did it look like a cart could travel in the Slaughter Scar?
Not really.
Hmm.
The ground is uneven. There was a haze, a kind of a sulphurous smell upon the air.
I mean, I guess we travel down to Jewelford, I guess. That seems to be the only place where there's a crossing of the river, at least.
Huh? Oh, no. Oh. Oh, yeah, Jewelford. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, which path are you going down?
Do we want to avoid Kirkle Ridge, or because we can just go straight to Riverbend and then down to Jewelford? That seems, following the river seems to be the most direct.
Yep, that sounds right.
That will lead you through Kirkle Ridge, but just on the more
Other side.
the manageable
Yeah.
areas.
Yeah,
Down
so
through that
down to
road.
Riverbend. Yep, down to Riverbend and then across the river and then to Jewelford.
Cool.
We can
that
keep an eye out
makes-
for the river serpent as we go past.
Hey.
If we do come
So-
across, we can murder it.
About 2 days, give or take, from Summerton to Riverbend.
Okay.
Let me just roll.
Is there good hunting?
There is not much in. Well, interesting. There is not much in Kirkle Ridge, not much in the way of game. The animals are small. You'd have to leave the road to do hunting because the animals tend to steer clear of the road. They do come down occasionally to go to the river, but yes, it's a little bit less likely. So it will probably
Is
take.
fishing considered hunting?
No, fishing is considered fishing.
Boo.
They're completely separate skills. Yes, it'll probably
What
you can
about-
do it. It'll just take double the time.
What about bow fishing?
Still fishing, because it requires you to have an understanding of the animals as well.
So can you trout tickle?
I don't know, possibly.
Or is that considered abuse?
Okay, I am just about to go over there. I noticed the other computer had a flashing thing.
We could go fishing for a giant serpent. River serpent.
No. We're just
We
moving.
eat it?
We've been told we're in a real hurry, so we're just moving. If there's no hunting, whatever, we'll just eat rations. That's like fine.
Yeah, well, we're going to Riverbend and then
Yeah, exactly.
Was it Jewelford? I'm sure we can.
Jewelford?
Jewelford, is it? I don't know.
I mean,
Yep.
that's what it looks
We
like
can
to me.
we can buy rations there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it looks like that when I zoom in, but it was when I'm
Yes.
zoomed right out. It's hard to read.
It's Jewelford. Yes.
So
Keep
if
on.
Hypatia is making food for us, does it cost us 1 ration for 2 days, or does it cost us, like, what does it cost us rations then? Just as a question.
I can now subsidize the food for a day for 2/3 of the group if you spend at least 1 hour each day cooking. So
Nice.
You've got the cook's cruise now.
Yep.
oh, nice.
I'm just gonna look at that cook's cruise as well, because how often do we have to roll for that?
Thanks
Every
every
morning.
day.
So,
Same with the goblet.
so I rolled. So that 2d8 I rolled, you notice that one was an 8 and one was a 1. They were random encounter rolls. On a roll of a 1, you got an encounter.
Oh, okay.
The second, well, the first night, you just have gotten through the Kirkle Ridge, kind of pushed a bit hard during the day. You set up your camp. Let me see, you have your, actually you all should, since there are so many more of you now, if you want to update the party watch information, please.
Okay, so is everybody with us apart from Caradon at the moment, right?
And Jaquan.
And Jaquan, yeah. So we can just
No,
do
and
Jaquan, or you've already replaced yourself, so that's fine.
yeah,
and
he
Harry-
was
Harry
already.
was also
I'm
not-
deleting Harry. Poor Harry.
But we've got to add Nevin in there somewhere.
Yep. So whoever's editing at the moment, can you put
I've
Minerva?
exited out of the editing. Someone else.
Oh,
can
you
edit.
have?
I'll
Okay,
do it.
I'm at. Oh, okay, no,
Okay.
that's fine. Lenza's doing it. That's
Yep.
great. Lenza, can you put Minerva and Kook on last watch, please?
Yep. And Cuculate?
Yes.
How do you spell
Put
that?
Nevin on third watch
Just
then, I
C.
guess.
Just KOC is fine.
KOC?
Yeah.
Okay. And you want Nevin
Oh, second or third watch, that's where.
a third probably would be
Actually, C.
Okay.
KOC. KOC.
got that. There's first
Is
James.
Shaquan here, or is Shaquan?
No, Jaquan
He's
is not
not.
here.
So maybe.
Leave him on the second
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I was
In
going
that
to say,
We'll just
it might be worth putting Sean on the second watch, because.
I was gonna say we can put Dorian if Dorian.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Oh.
Linda, do we really want Sean on second watch with us?
Not Sean. Nevin.
I mean, you're not helping your case there.
I'm just scavenging for food while we travel, if that's alright.
Yeah, I think that's
Yep,
fine. So
That's fine.
I've got Shiro, Zhang, Theta, and Latoad in first watch. I got
Mhm.
Jaquan or Ildrin plus Lenza and Dorian on second watch. Hypatia, Vash, and Nevin on third watch.
Mm.
Sean, Jaw, Minerva, and Kuklane on.
Man, stuff is going to go down every third watch.
Dorian is one of the fighters, is one of the mercenaries, yeah?
No.
No?
That's totally not Al's new character.
Oh, okay.
Remind me, class Al?
MU.
Magic user.
Yeah.
Okay. Swap Nevin and one of those other three around, because without Shaquan there's no tanks in that, or no hit points in that second watch.
You make a good point.
Yeah, your third watch
Whereas-
is your third watch is like a Grail Knight, a Mind Breaker, and a Zealot.
Yeah,
I'll put Nevin second, and
that's what I'm thinking. It's like we got hundreds of hit points in the third watch and nothing in the second watch.
I'm just saying, Minerva, Vash, and Nevin sound like a super good. What happened? Let's work out. How should we respond to it? Yes.
Cool.
Is their
Here we go.
combined wisdom less than 10? Maybe.
Probably.
Pasha's got a good wisdom, I think, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't shit on me, man.
It was just potentially double barbarian and... Sorry, Al. Oh, it's Minerva.
Oh, Minerva. Forget about it.
I mean, if you had Kerrigan in the party and she was on watch as well, her wisdom is 4.
Yeah, it just brings
But I
down the average.
believe she gets a racial bonus towards ice cream bowls.
Indeed.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, Varsha's wisdom is more than acceptable.
I apologise, Vash.
Yeah, I'm more
Or Vex.
smart. Smarter half
Yeah,
of.
so Kerrigan and Minerva's combined wisdom is 2 less than Varsha's wisdom.
Yes.
Wait, what Vasha's wisdom then? 9?
No, 10.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so
Sorry.
was that sorry?
I was just thinking that does make second watch if Eldraine's there probably the most perceptive of all the watches.
So during the second watch,
How convenient.
the dice have spoken, or the die in this case, because there was only one. Singular.
Mm-hmm.
You are just to the south of Kirkle Ridge. Out here. The moon is obscured by very heavy, thick, black clouds. There is a cool breeze playing down the road, sweeping in over the hills of Kirkle Ridge, and it also blows in off the river. It's quite cool. The river isn't a fast-flowing river, but where you are, you can hear it burbling away. And you're suddenly, all 3 of you, upon the watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's Eldraine, Lenza, and Nevin. Right. So the 3 of you suddenly hear from the river what sounds like a woman calling for help.
Eldraine says, perhaps I should go and check that out and I'll return.
Perhaps we should all go and check it out.
I wouldn't say all, but at least 2.
Mm.
Lenza settled back with her arms behind her head.
Yes, feel free if you do want to go check it out. I'll remain here. Shout if you encounter any problems.
Yep.
Fair enough.
I'm going to attempt to move. Do we want to try and move quietly, Nevin?
Yeah, I think so. Makes sense to me. Devin will get his spear out while he's moving quietly.
Okay,
And I have my elven longsword drawn.
sure. The 2 of you, what armor does Nevin wear? None, because he's a barbarian. Awesome. So the 2 of you creep
Well,
cautiously.
he'll wear
Was that sorry?
light armor.
Yeah, nothing heavy.
Mail shirt or whatever it is.
Oh, mail shirt. So yeah, it's not super quiet because it's metal upon metal. But it's not like you're clanking away in full plate. The 2 of you still creep down towards the river. You make a fairly good effort at it, and the river is making a bit of noise to obfuscate what little noise you do make. Eldraine's probably able to walk on rice paper.
Mm-hmm.
As you get to the edge of the river, looking around, your eyes are a little bit acclimatized to the darkness. Unfortunately, Eldraine, given the heavy cloud cover, your star sight is useless.
I assumed.
Occasionally, the clouds do break and you get a bit of a good look, etc. And Nevin, when the clouds break occasionally, the moon glitters off the water, reflecting and casting a little bit of light around. But still, given the fact that it's fairly haphazard, it's not fantastic. You do, however, both see, lying upon the bank, half in the water, half out, looks like she has clawed her way from the water, is what appears to be a very bedraggled, very wet and unmoving female form. Not a mermaid. Well,
I mean, you say that.
mermaid. I did say that. Yes, face down into the muddy bank. Clothes are mostly still intact, but hang to her heavily as they are saturated with water. Unmoving. Looks to be at, maybe about 50 feet, or 50 yards from you.
Nevin taps Yildirim on the shoulder and then motions for her to stay when points that he's going to move forward and get a closer look.
I mean, Eldraine will assume he knows what he's doing, because she doesn't yet know he doesn't.
Fair call. Nevin will cautiously approach.
While silently muttering to herself in Elvish about how she's faster and can cast heals, but he must have something. This will be amazing.
I have a thing called hit points.
Hit what?
Okay, you approach the form. It's a little bit precarious as you get towards the bank because the bank is both sheer and also seems to be covered in a bit of scree before you get down to the actual muddy bank itself. So because of that and because you're trying to go quietly, can you please make a dexterity check for me?
Is that... Do we have one of those in our character sheet?
If you were to go to the
fancy sheet you made.
handouts and
That's it.
macros, you'll notice that
There's an
under
ability check.
mechanics, yep, under macros, sorry, under stats and skills, ability check.
There it is. Would you say Dex?
Yes, please.
Just make sure you've selected yourself.
Yep, you need to
Do I
select your
get
token.
That's why I moved my token down onto the
And that
Yep.
was,
onto the
that was
combat.
wise. Your dex check is very good. You get down and
yeah.
not just silently, but very quickly you manage to almost do the perfect quiet superhero landing. You're upon the ground. You're maybe about 10 feet away from this prone female form.
Again, we'll cautiously approach.
She is unmoving.
I will reach down and try and pull her out of the water.
Okay. As you do, you reach down and you grab hold of her. Instantly, you feel that the body is, for body it is cold and clammy. And as you pull it from the water, the flesh and the skin kind of just slew off the bone.
Raggy.
Well, that sounds
Does it remind me of any of the undead that I normally combat?
This is just a body. It is not moving. It is completely unmoving.
It's undead.
And completely dead?
Oh yeah.
I shall retreat up the bank.
If as you do that as well, it probably moves the body a little bit because you're large, you're strong, and you're trying your best to move it. It looks to you to have been dead for days, if not weeks. There is a rank smell as well.
Okay. I
We
shall
definitely heard like
a scream.
Scream.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else around the bank that I can see? If I look up and down the bank
You look up and down the bank, you only see
or
Eldraine.
the river.
Yep, you see nothing else.
Yep,
Occasionally,
okay.
occasionally there might be a little splash of a fish or something in the river, but no.
Can I retreat back up the bank?
Yes, you can.
Are you being less quiet now?
No, I'm going to be just as quiet if I can.
Okay, make another dexterity check for me, please.
Yeah.
Some might say it's even harder to go up.
Oh, I imagine it's a lot harder. If
Yep.
I roll similarly to my last roll, I'll be very happy, but odds are against me. Yep.
Right, you get about halfway up this fairly steep incline, and then suddenly the scree gives out underneath your foot, and you slide back down. There's a pitter patter of the loose material first, and then suddenly it's and there's quite a sound erupting as a whole bunch of it kind of just tumbles down with quite a deal of force, bouncing off itself, splashing into the water, etc. And you stumble and fall on your ass in the muddy bank near the body. Yeah.
I shall get back to my feet if I can do that before I'm devoured by some large creature.
Eldraine,
Nevin, are you okay?
Eldraine, I'm sending you a whisper.
Yep. So, no, Nevin is the second most recent GIF what you look like, because it feels like it is.
Mm-hmm. Something like that. Can't quite get my arms down to hit anything, but they look big.
This is a long whisper.
Because I just deleted something. I'm just going to retype it.
Okay. I'm just like, it hasn't been sent to me.
It's an elaborate description of Sean falling on his ass and being devoured by a river monster.
Is that its Gainso clock?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just slightly too quick for that last bit.
Alright, here you go.
Cool. Can I speak reasonably quietly to Nevin?
Right before he dies?
Something like that. Where did you hide the jewels? No. Nevin, you might want to get back up here.
Yeah, I'm coming. I shall try and stand back up and get back up the bank.
Are you trying to go quietly, or are you just going to get yourself up?
Nevin?
At this point in the time, I think I'm just going to try and get up the bank.
That's fine. You can get up without any difficulty. Well, it is difficult, but you can get up. It'll take you a little bit of time, but up you get. You're back next to Eldraine.
Yes, what did you see?
For a moment, near the core, I thought I might have seen it go. Or some form of female spectral form near her.
This is not good. Perhaps we should get one of the clerics?
I mean, hi, but yes.
Oh, you are similar. You are a cleric, no?
Do you like divine magic? Do you like arcane magic? Do you like fist magic? I am working on my doctorates in all three.
But do you talk to undead or spirit?
As I'm sure you know, we don't really talk to them. We try to put them back to their eternal rest.
I'm sending you a whisper, Lenza.
Just for the record, this is why Jaquan's not with the party. Someone survived. Yes, we should perhaps go back and inform at least Lenza if not one of the more advanced clerics.
Advanced clerics.
Very good.
Did you get the whisper,
Let's
Lenza?
let's head back to camp.
Is Oz there?
Ooh. I guess Oz is AFK. Oh,
Oh, it got Oz.
Do we have an Oz?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
We
we
can.
can barely
Very
hear you.
faint.
Can you turn you up? That's okay.
Let me just go
Oh.
back into Discord.
He just left. I guess he's rejoining. Here he is.
Yes.
There you go. Nice.
Just decided to crash, which is great.
Cool. Well, I sent you a whisper.
Yes, no, I did see that. From the direction that they went.
No, it's coming down the road, or the path that you would have travelled.
I'll just keep an eye on it for now. It
Okay.
doesn't seem like. It just seems like it's a person. Nothing unusual about it.
It does.
Cool.
I suggest to Nevin that we go back not super stealthily, but not necessarily at top speed either, especially given the overcast nature.
I will take your advice and start moving back at moderate speed.
Well, we don't want to go to ludicrous speed.
That's why I said moderate.
Fuck.
Hey, I've got a big spiky stick here. If I trip over, it could be bad for us.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Lenza? You can whisper to me, or you can squeal. It's up to you.
This isn't worth waking up everybody else over.
Well,
Say that
do you
now.
want to wait till we get back?
It's happening at the point when, So, well, it depends. Are you going to wait?
Ironically enough, I don't think either of them are going to be very helpful because they haven't interacted with this before.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. So it's approaching the campsite, is it?
Yeah, and it just stops just at the edge of your campsite.
I will wander over to it then with my, I guess, dagger. Not like it's threatening, but like ready in hand.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Got a big smile on its face.
Of course it does.
Yeah. I carried one now.
Oh.
Oh god.
Go, Sword Scar. Yes.
What the hell has she done now?
Could it be any worse than Carrotwood?
Carrotwood is not the new Kruber. That's not a thing. Stop trying to make it a thing, Grail. It's not fetch.
And then it walks into the camp and sits down.
When we last had Dole, killing him didn't seem to do much, did it? Or otherwise trying to not have have him come with us.
You didn't actually kill him. You locked him up, and then he appeared again later on with gear.
Is Dole what's he wearing? Like, is it just?
He's just wearing robes. These normal tan-colored robes. He has a what appears to be a knife just at his belt.
Okay, cool. So there's nothing of like Keratin's gear or anything like that. It's just
Correct.
Dole saying they're Keratin. Awesome, great, cool. Lenza, we'll just as if he's not doing anything to interrupt anybody's sleep or like annoy anybody, I'll just leave it be and wait till the other two to get back.
Okay. Sure. Aldrain and Nevin, you were returning to the camp, were you not? Did you say?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you get to the camp, you notice that Lenza is there with someone else who's sitting in the camp. Sitting down.
Lenza?
You have not seen this person ever in your life.
Lenza, is it you?
Welcome back.
Say something only Lenza would say to prove to us you're not under mind control.
Who is this creepy figure you
How
have?
would that
join our
work? If
group?
I'm under my control, they have access to my mind.
Not necessarily your thoughts.
Amazing. The creepy figure looks up at you, Never. I'm Caradwin now.
There's
Mm.
before we get into this, did you what happened with you guys?
You sitting talking to a, no offense, weirdo in the camp seems of more immediate concern.
Well, I mean,
Who is this person?
Did the person drown? Was there a person at all?
I'm
There
getting
was-
more concerned that you're avoiding the questions here. Who is this person?
It's very difficult to explain.
I'm Caradwin. Caradwin now. Yeah.
And who is this Caradon character?
Caradron was a member of our party that we adventured with before. This is not actually Caradron. This is
Yes.
Dol, a creature called Dol that we have had interacted quite a lot with, more than we want to, amongst the valley.
Yes.
Aldrin goes over and nudges Hypatia and Sean awake.
Oh, really? You didn't have to wake them up.
Sure enough. I mean,
Yes.
remember. Well, sure. I can't remember. No, I can't remember if divine magic uses need their sleep, but sure. I wake up.
Yes, they do.
What?
I mean, Aldrin's a divine magic user too.
Yeah, so why is she on mid-watch?
It doesn't matter.
Anyway.
It doesn't matter what watch you're on, because when you finish you wake in the morning, it takes about an hour to break the camp. Those people who need to prepare spells do it at that time.
Yeah, and if you're getting up in the middle, you just go to sleep earlier.
Yeah.
Well, Aldrin doesn't have to worry about it anyway because she only needs
She's an elf.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes sleep and she's all good.
No, elves have to sleep normally.
Oh,
That's just a
Really?
bullshit. Yeah, it's just a bullshit modern day game rule. Never used to exist.
Tell us how you really feel about it, Grail.
It's just more of that elven simping bullshit.
Except you have written specifically in the cloistered elf section.
Oh,
Yeah,
that might,
they
oh,
meditate.
that's for that, not for normal elves. Normal elves have to, but yes.
I
She's a
wasn't
cloistered elf.
implying it was an elf thing, I was implying it was an Aldrin thing.
Elephant
Yes.
sipping bullshit or something, just so we can get the T-shirt right
Yes,
for you.
cloistered elves are meditative. Yes. All right. Anyway,
But yeah, if you're gonna wake up, I will attempt to stop you. But if you're determined, then yeah.
Doing nothing to reassure me.
Yeah, well, look, I'm not sure anybody is going to be able to do anything to reassure you. We're all just going to say the same thing.
Yeah, but you were sitting talking to the person.
okay. At
Whereas
this point,
this-
you are now starting to talk with a little bit of vigor and verve, and the rest of the group
yeah.
is starting to wake
I was
up.
gonna say, at this point, everyone in the party wakes up and goes, "What the fuck's going on?"
Yep.
And then Sean will see Dol and just be like, "I'm going home."
Please tell me Doll's response is, "I am home now," and hugs Sean.
Why home?
Well, if people get up, I'll explain that we have Caradron back with us with the party. But actually, yes, another
So-
bloody
so-
Dol.
John says, that's nice. So tell me about it in the morning.
Okay,
Yeah,
as long as Hypatia and/or Sean seems not particularly perturbed by this, then I'll start answering Lence's questions about what went down at the riverbank.
Oh well, thank you for believing me.
Okay, but Zheng and Vash also have not seen Dol the Helper before. He's not tall. He's maybe about 5.5 feet tall, maybe a little bit bigger. He is very slight of build though, wearing these tattered browny tan robes, bare feet, very sunken eyes, smiles with this kind of really stupefied grin. He's got crooked yellow teeth. They seem to be chipped, etc. He's got a little bit of an odor about him. And he carries no obvious weapon other than a utility knife upon his belt. He mutters occasionally to himself, and the words are nonsensical.
Hypatia says, "Look, this sometimes they kind of just turn up. Ever since Kruber made this deal with one of and something involving the soul of one of our old departed party members, these guys this thing, I'm not sure what to call a person, just kind of just turns up and says, I am something now."
And as
I'm not-
Hypatia's saying this, Kerid would now will nod her head.
There you go. And I'm saying it's a low voice so not to wake everyone else up. So
Everybody started waking up anyway, but due to the discussion that was getting a little bit vigorous in the camp.
Yep.
Adventurers, especially in the wilderness, probably have a very light sleepers, so it doesn't take much to wake them.
oh yeah. Anyway,
So what else was you were saying something else that Nevin and Aldrin found?
Well, I was asking about it, but apparently they were more worried about this.
Linda, if you walked back into camp, we were talking with some weird person, and we're like, no, don't pay any attention to the weird person in the camp. No offense, Kara Dwell. Tell me about what you saw out there. Wouldn't you be a little suspicious? As to what we saw out there, there was a... How dead would you say the body was, Nevin?
Very.
How long dead, rather?
Smell my hand.
Never say that again to me, please. And I think we could agree quite dead.
No, smell finger. You'll see how dead.
Can I cast Shatter on his finger? Not effectively. And I'll explain about the ghostly figure I thought I saw near the body afterwards.
Well, explain it. Only you saw the whisper.
There was a ghostly-like figure I saw nearby that seemed to be a little bit shocked and seemed to wail, but no sound escaped it.
So you don't think that was the one making the sounds initially?
I mean, I'm not sure. There's a very dead body. There's something that's either the tormented spirit of the woman or perhaps what killed her. Either way, we thought we should come back and check.
But did this wake Shiro up?
You are all awake, as
Yes,
I've said
we're all awake.
many times.
What about
Yes.
Peterson?
Shouldn't we put this spirit to rest then? It sounds like it's the spirit. Did the spirit look like the body?
I couldn't tell at the distance.
It might be an
He's
untethered
Kachinsky
spirit
awake
that needs
trail.
to be put to rest.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's our
as well.
job as the
I
clergy.
agree.
Dole
I
will
agree
That's
with
start,
right.
investigators,
Dole will
but-
start nodding. But his smile will turn into a frown as he does so.
Oh, why?
Because when
Julian
Grail gets
is
the
twisted.
idea to fuse Doll and Willebrod, you know that the campaign will shortly be over, because what more can he do?
Well, I'm Willebrod now.
Yep.
Well,
But-
Sean, do you think we should put this spirit to rest?
I certainly think we should try.
If it becomes unfriendly, maybe you can hold it off.
Dole will start shaking his head now from side to side, almost lolling it from instead of shaking it, and he will just talk gibberish. Go, cannot make spirit go. You are all cursed. I'm dull. Help. Caradwin now. Take to Slaughter Scar.
Shall we take Doll with us then?
I think
Spirits.
we should ignore Doll.
All spirits now. All spirits.
All spirits what, doll?
All spirits in Valley. He starts pointing his hand. Then he fixates it on an obelisk upon a rise not that far from there. The stones, the spirits, they will come.
Are all the spirits trapped at the moment? Are they unable to pass on?
You go to Slaughter Scar. You find it there. I go with. I'm carried with now.
Alright, fine.
Well,
If we fix what's at the Slaughter Scar, maybe it'll release this spirit.
to be fair,
Why-
Caradwin was
Why are
always
we
a bit of a...
believing anything that Doll says?
I don't know.
Well, I'm kind of hoping
Why
that
not?
he is like Caradwin, because Caradwin...
Then Doll will take a very serious look upon its face, and it will stop. The witch sent me.
Oh,
What does
Not
the witch?
the- not the warlock. The witch sent you.
Which?
And then
It's witch.
Then the kind of stupefied appearance will take place upon its face again.
Look, on the plus side, Caradwin was always up for running into and getting a face smacked in, whilst protecting the rest of us from said actions. I'm all for Doll helping out like that.
Yeah.
Ask the doll. What does the witch want? What does the witch want from the Slaughter Scar?
Well, it's under.
What's under? Of course.
Yeah. The idea.
What can I say? Let's take that. Take a ticket. Stand in line.
Again, I think we should check. We should check out the river again, regardless of what Doll says.
Yep. Well,
Because
I want to do a prayer last rites over anyway.
Yeah, Eldraine will go back as she also has a connection to the divine.
Okay.
I will. Well, that's happening. I'll suit up since I've been woken up anyway.
Do we have time for you to suit up?
Well,
Well,
he's just. I assume Hypatia's just getting ready for their watch.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I thought we were leaving Doll on watch.
I'll stay here with Doll. No, we're not.
Sean will head down with him.
I didn't understand a word of that.
I said Sean will head down with them as well.
Mm-hmm.
if Doll's going with them, he can. I can. I'll see if he's any good at helping me don my armor.
Are we able to do last rites over this corpse?
You get back down there, and there is no corpse.
Oh, well, I do last rites anyway.
You could do them over Nevin's finger.
I was about to say there is an indent in the ground where it seems that a very large man has fallen buttocks first into the mud.
I just do a general blessing for lost
Does my
souls.
finger still smell?
Yes.
Interesting. And there's no sign on the bank of the corpse where the corpse was?
No. But your hand still has what appears to be like loose skin and flesh and tissue stuck to it. So it's clearly, obviously, that you grabbed something.
Physical item.
Yep.
But there's no indentation on the ground. That's just weird.
Oh well. Things are weird, spirits are weird.
Spooky.
Time to rest again. Then, job's done.
The rest of the night will pass without event, other than the fact that Doll will sit there, and whoever is on watch, he will talk to you in his nonsensical way, and say repeatedly, whenever anyone looks in his direction, I'm Caradwin now.
Very good.
Of course he is.
Morning shall dawn. Those of you who wish to prepare spells may do so. Those of you who wish to break camp can do so. Those of you who wish to bake bread can do so.
That means 2/3. So how many people we have in the thing we've got? Not. Hang on. With body wash, that's the best way to think it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13. Do I count 14 people in the party if we count the mercs?
15.
Does anyone need healing?
We have our new we have our new friend.
Okay. Does that new friend actually eat?
No. I'm talking about what's his
Robin.
name? Yeah,
Robin.
Robin.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's a good point.
But
Cool, so-
Dol will need food.
So 16.
You're looking at your whispers.
16.
And
So
what you
that means
subsidise, what, 3/4? Was it?
2/3. So
2/3. Okay. Dang.
that doesn't divide very well.
It
It's
does.
like 10 people.
It's 10. Yeah, exactly.
So and plus I have my gruel, my tasty gruel spoon. So that's 11 people who don't eat.
Okay, so
So-
4 rations. Sure.
Yep.
We'll just take
I
them
can
off the
scavenge.
party.
Does anyone need some water?
No,
Yes.
I mean, we are next to a river, right?
Yes, but mine is pure cleric water.
Well, I would have requested the use of your water for the bread. So yes.
Sean stands up. Zip. Here's my
Yeah.
water.
Yeah, Lender specifically does not partake.
I'm gonna be canonized soon, so it'll be very valuable.
Okay, does someone want to roll for the cruise? Actually, you should probably do that, Hypatia.
Yep. D100, huh?
Yep.
Alright. No, there isn't there's a basic one. How rude.
But yes, there is.
Yeah, there is in the die roller.
Yep.
D100.
Yep.
The
Am I?
bottom one. If you click on the die, it's the bottom one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep, sorry, I was looking at the advanced die roll.
Like that.
I must saw it somewhere.
You have to actually
Let me
choose
roll
non-val.
There we go. Not a 1.
Cool. That's
Okay.
good. It's delicious. And nutritious.
You can
Alright.
literally choose any number. You can be like, not 69.
In Rollmaster it was 66. 66 was the number of doom. Granted that 80, 90, and 100, anything between 90 and 100 are all bad as well. Alright. Morning, you do your things. You've got quite an ensemble of people, very eclectic. Robin is kind of looking Dol up and down, very suspicious of him. But, you know,
Oh no, please do be suspicious of him.
but I was going to say, if the rest of you are at least accepting, even if it's under sufferance of the new interloper, then Robin will shrug his shoulders and
Look, Lenza will be advocating to just kill him and leave him on the side of the road and see if that gets rid of him.
are you,
'Cause, like-
are you actually advocating that?
Yes, absolutely.
Because that means
You
you
know-
are saying that.
Dude, you know they'll just send another one.
Yeah, I know. I know that's probably right. We haven't tried it yet, and like, if there's even a small chance it works,
There are more dolls.
Yeah,
We-
but
Yeah.
they seem to be just.
Minerva says, but he said that the witch sent him, which might be a lie, but do we want to annoy the witch when we're this close to her house? Like, it actually
Yeah.
makes sense that he came from the witch because we are, like, right near there.
Where was the witch? Where did we find the witch before?
Near number 15.
Yeah, near 15.
Okay, in Kirkle Ridge. Cool.
Mm.
Yeah. Which doesn't mean that that's where she is, but who knows if her position can move or whatever. But you know,
I would imagine so.
magic.
But yes, even so, Lenza is just not having a good time.
Let's just
Vash has seen so many new faces. It's just another face in the crowd now.
When they die, you might be able to eat them.
Ah.
He does have 2 ears.
They look very
Mm.
plump as well, his ears.
His
Yeah, like the rest of
eyes
him.
as well that I can add
Mhm.
to the job.
Are you eating any of the eyes, or are you just going to look at them occasionally?
I'm just looking at them
Okay,
and tapping on the glass every now and then, see
Okay.
how they react to that.
they just blink. Not all at the same time.
Oh my god, that jar's awesome.
Vash also giggles like I do.
That
While tapping on the glass.
Minerva is just like, that thing is amazing. Avash, could I, if we run into Stella, can we offer one of those eyes to her?
Hmm. Okay, but I will need to get replacements if I'm to lose some.
Fair enough, just one, but yes.
Sean is busy not hearing this conversation.
Well, Stella's missing an eye, so she'd probably really appreciate a new one. Anywho,
You can continue. So, Riverbend, because that is where you were headed, I believe.
It was.
I don't think we've actually ever been to Riverbend as a group.
As a group?
No, we wanted to go. Thingy's daughter wanted an escort down there, but we declined.
Yep. What's it like?
Riverbend is a reasonably moderate-sized village, fishing village. It's probably about 200 or so people. It is walled, however, but the wall is about a 5-foot fence. There is a couple what you pass as towers at various points around it, but they are basically just 1.5 levels or stories of building, just rickety little towers. And as you approach, you see that there are men, not from the garrison, standing in them, and they seem to have bows at their side. They just watch you as you approach. The gate is open. There's a little bit of coming and going, not a lot. However, you are a large and heavily armed group. So they watch you as you approach. Just as you're about to enter the gate, a man will step forward. He appears to be wearing haphazardly fitting male. What was that? There was someone trying to say something then?
That was Al.
Okay.
Go on.
Okay. Well, he's gone, has he?
He's back now.
Okay. Did you try and say something else, or was it just a blip? We'll assume it was a blip. Okay. He was wearing a haphazardly fitting male hauberk. He has a buckler buckled to his belt, and he is leaning upon a large and thick-hafted spear. He will raise his hand nervously as you approach. He seems to be an older man, kind of a wispy little beard, maybe about 60 years old.
Oh, Riverbend.
Hello. What are you doing coming into Riverbend?
Passing through. We want to use the bridge.
Oh,
We're travelling on to Jewelford.
Oh,
Yeah, well, yes, we are using the bridge straight on. So.
It's getting late in the day though. Your second day would make you reach Riverbend. Okay, if you're just passing through, then there is a tax.
There's what?
Yes,
There's a tax for the garrison.
No, to use the bridge. The bridge is maintained by the village.
By the village.
It's not very expensive. I'm sure you can afford it. 1
Okay.
silver per person.
Yeah,
Right.
that's fun.
Just
All right.
put it in the box there. He'll point to a box on the side of the fence. And yes, if you could pass through
at the
before
bridge?
nightfall. No, you're passing through. That's fine. Passing through the town. That's fine. If you can just if you'll come into the town and you've paid for the tax, it's fine. So you can, and if there's one at the other side as you come in, so once you're in, you're in. You can leave, but if you come back in, it's another silver. But if you can, move through before the sundown, that would be fantastic. You can sleep on the other side.
Lenses will just drop 2 gold into it. That's like more than enough. So
Yep.
Oh, right, you are, young elf. Bye bye.
All right, let's cross the bridge. Then we'll camp on the other side of it.
like Lenza is clearly sees we're not welcome here, so he's gonna stuff around waiting.
Well, you're
This
a
seems
group of 15 heavily armed people.
Yes.
exactly. We're a group of 15 heavily armed people with a bunch of peasants with bows. Let's not get in a fight that
Will end badly for them.
that ends up with 45 cases of self-defense.
Look,
Let's roll.
a town would be nice.
No, let knife ears get across the bridge.
Dole will walk up to the old man as you're going through and do. I'm Karen now. The old man nods his head.
Please ignore our friend. He is delusional.
Back.
Mental issues. All right, so we camp on the other side of the bridge then.
What did I miss?
We are not welcome in the town.
Yeah, Riverbend's a bit unfriendly. We could have tried to meet up with Quell, but why would we do that? We've passed on.
Did Hypatia undo her top buckle and everything?
No.
Your group is just intimidating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't think why anyone would be scared of these crazy murder hobos, but sure.
You are substantial in number.
Mm-hmm. And incredibly well armed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, I mean, just look at the firearms that Nevin's packing.
Indeed.
So you cross the bridge, and yes, you can set your camp. That's fine. Again, there is a dark covering of clouds in the air that night.
Okay.
How long has it been since we left?
This is day 3.
Day 3, cool. And we've used how many rations?
Oh, sorry, this is day 2. Sorry,
Yep,
day
you've
2.
been for 2
End
days.
of day 2.
Okay, cool.
So-
that's fine.
So we have used 4 rations. This will be another 4 rations
in total.
In total. Yes.
Because
But you don't
Hypatia-
need to use any. I'm just taking them off the card at the moment.
because Hypatia is subsidizing, and Vash is scavenging, and Hypatia is eating gruel. I
Oh,
believe.
I didn't have Vash scavenging. We're
Right.
feeding Vash because the food's delicious. So
'Cause
let's
yes,
have delicious
okay,
food while it's
because-
delicious.
Vash offered to scavenge. Yes, that's all.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No. Eat the delicious food. You paid for it, Vash.
Worms are delicious. Can I cook the worms in the cruise?
I mean, yes. Do you have to though?
If I cook the worms in the cruise, wouldn't it be delicious for everyone else as well?
No. Because we still
I
can't
mean-
eat them. It's still poisonous to us. They would be delicious poison.
They'll taste nice, yes.
And we're like, oh, this blowfish is pretty good.
I see.
So that would be what?
Fine.
So at night, as you were sitting down to camp, you've maybe just been on your watch for half an hour, maybe just a little bit more. Some of the people who are sleeping or trying to sleep are still a little bit restless. One thing is, well, are you guys setting a fire? You obviously have fire in the morning for cooking, but are
Yes.
you doing? Cool.
Yes, I think we've got enough people here that we can reasonably fend off anything.
Enough.
Maybe.
You are a small army.
We're Possibly
I think
even
in
able to deal
settled like this, it's fine to have a fire.
with the Titanic threat.
So yeah, you are a formidable force moving across the valley. I mean, you've got 2 people wearing full plate armor, for God's sake, and the rest of you and many of you are either in medium or the like.
Only one at the moment.
Oh yes, because your crime's not there.
There's groups missing. Yeah.
Yep. But you've got the 2 dwarven mercenaries as well, and they're in heavy armor as well. So, Shiru, Zheng, Thader, and Latoad are on the watch.
Oh.
And it's starting to just get a little bit dark. The flames of the fire are licking around the edges of your campsite. It's still a reasonably sized fire, providing a bit of warmth against the coolness, when suddenly into the camp walks another figure. It looks to be a young child, maybe about 5 or 6 years old, and it looks around, sits down, and starts warming itself. It just walked through. It almost took you by surprise in that you were completely unaware that it was there until it was about halfway to the fire. It's not making any noise, just sits there, rubbing its hands together and holding them up against the flames.
Well, since I have the 2 spells done, I will detect evil on it.
It is not evil.
Excellent. And no alignment.
It is neutral.
Neutral. Cool. Oh, well, child, you're welcome to the fire. Did you find yourself lost this night?
It doesn't respond. It's just sitting there warming. What language did you speak in?
Trader.
Okay, it does not respond.
Alright. It looks to be human?
Yes.
Cool.
A child of 5 or 6, boy. Short cropped hair, slightly ruddy features, slightly kind of a bulbous nose. Dirty common folk clothes. Looks like it's been out and about.
I'll speak in the divine language and ask it if it's lost. A lost spirit.
It looks up at you and nods, and then goes back to the fire.
Alright.
You sure, Grail? It doesn't look like the GIF image charm.
The what? No.
That's Damien.
Yes, and it doesn't look like him.
Okay.
I'll
Also-
offer a prayer to the 8 for it, and then stop paying attention to it.
Okay. Also, why is there a gif of the guy's pants falling down, shooting a shotgun?
It was on the gun show. And why, having discovered that, would I not share that?
It's so dumb.
So, if you're not doing anything, the next watch will roll around and the figure is still there, warming itself by the fire. For Jaquan, Aldrain, Lenza, and Nevin.
Are you going to give us a heads up or anything, or just like...
Yeah, I will, when we trade watch, I'll just say, look, Wandering Spirit came into camp. It does indeed seem like the spirits of those displaced in the valley are having trouble passing on.
And Dole,
This one-
when you say that, Dole will look over you. Yeah, you are all cursed.
Mhm. Hopefully we can rectify it in the Slaughter Scar.
No, you don't want to see if Nevin can do something? Sorry, if Sean can do something about it?
No. If the spirit remains in the morning, then Sean can check it out then. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to sleep well.
It hasn't done anything.
Yeah, it's fine. I
Just-
already asked the 8 if it wished to harm us, and they didn't believe that it did, so I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Alright.
I see. You believe
be
him
mean
when you
to
said
it.
it's fine, but not me.
It's a repeat thing that's happening, Lenza. What happened to our bond? Did you happen to our bond, Lenza?
Anyway, yeah. So that's what I tell them unless they've got any more questions for me about it.
Alright, so Eldraine, Lenza, and Nevin, are they doing anything? The figure is there, as I mentioned, child about 5 to 6 years old. Boy,
Is it human or?
yes, it is human. Bulbous nose, ruddy complexion, short cropped sandy coloured hair, dirty, common looking clothes.
Aldrain's going to ask them, do they know where their parents were?
What language are you using?
I'm going to do in common first.
Does not respond.
Then I'm going to do in the language of the divine.
It will just look at you and nod, and then go back to the fire.
I don't think there's anything I can do about that, Linsa or Nevin.
It. Well, we guess
Look,
we just
just
leave it
ignore
be.
Yep. Focus on anything else that's going to wander into the camp.
Okay, your watch will go without event.
Is Dol like sleeping, or is Dol just sitting?
So he kind of looks to sleep every now and then, but he doesn't really sleep, you don't think. Because every time you kind of look over at him and focus on him, his eyes are awake, his eyes are open.
Yep.
Is Hypatia, Varsha, Dorian doing anything? The figure is still there when you change watch again.
Vash will take out the jar of eyeballs to keep watch as well.
Okay.
I love it.
So just about it. I will acknowledge it and then I'll leave it. I'll leave it be.
Alright, it ignores you, just warms itself at the fire.
I shrug and begin my watch.
Alright, Sean, Jor, Minerva, and Kukulane, are they doing anything upon their watch when the figure is still there warming itself at the fire?
Yeah, Maneuver will try to talk to it in Thieves' Cant.
It does not respond.
Fair enough.
Sean? Is Sean there?
Sean will attempt to talk to the figure.
What do you say? And what language?
Just try and trade talk in the divine language with Gifted of the Gods.
What are you saying though?
But basically just hello, are you lost? Can I help you in some way?
It looks up at you when you speak in the divine language gives to the gods, and it will shake its head and just go back to the fire.
Well then, I shall leave you in peace. Should you request something, come talk to me.
You believe it has a sad look on its face, but, not a bawling, but just, slightly melancholy. As the first rays of the sun breach the mountains and come over, the figure is no longer there.
There you go, Grail. I made a meme.
Okay. Your morning process can continue. How long will it take you to get to Jewelford? It's about probably over 2 days there. Just over 2 days. Maybe 2 and a bit. Unless you leg it, you get there in 2, I guess, if you leg it. You don't have Robin on the watch.
That's because Robin's Robin.
Robin asked blind.
Yeah, put him on one of the watches. Maybe with Aldrain.
Alright.
They can get along.
Well, I'm assuming is Robin a botanist, aren't they?
They're a halfling.
Fair enough.
Yeah, put him on watch with 2 L's. That's great.
I mean, you can put him on watch with Shiro and Latoad if you want.
I feel that we probably shouldn't add them to the list just because I doubt they'll be with us for. I guess that maybe they'll be with us for the entire discourse. So let's go.
We
If
gotta
nobody
keep 'em
wants
alive.
him, put him on with Latoad because
That's what he looks
Latoad
like.
would have fun chatting with him, I'm sure.
That's what he looks like.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just whether or not we want to.
We should have him come stay with us. He's cool.
Well, I'm just looking who's got high perception. One would assume that the halfling's probably got reasonable perception.
Maybe.
It's
Depends
alright,
on the
I guess.
halfling.
Oldbrain has high perception.
Sure.
Mm. So what about
I'm
Vash,
adding- I'm just
Dorian,
adding
and
the third
Hypatia?
watch.
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
Wisdom? Pretty average. Wait, dead average.
I don't
Dead
know what my
average.
perception is.
There is no
Well-
there's no skill for it. Occasionally, I might ask you to roll something, but generally, it's just like if you can see it, you can see it.
Thieves have a better chance of listening, as do elves. That's about it.
Mhm.
Perception.
Oh, and I imagine some level of wisdom still.
If something is
Yeah.
trying to avoid you seeing it, it comes down to how well it can avoid, rather than how well you can see. Yeah. So, but there's no skill for perception. Occasionally, if I'm going to make you a roll, it probably will be against wisdom. But it depends upon what you're trying to perceive and how you're trying to perceive it. If you were trying to use, for example, trying to perceive something in a pile of papers or in a room that you were searching through, I might make it intelligence as you try to, search through an area to find something precise. If you were just sitting around your campsite smoking a joint, maybe I might make you a wisdom. It all comes down to it. If you're very tired, maybe I might make you make a constitution check to see if you can keep your eyes open enough to spot something, etc. So, there's no definitive thing. But often, as I mentioned earlier, when Lindsay saw something and when you guys saw the spirit walk into the camp, if it's there to be seen, you'll see it. You only need to worry about it if there is something bad that can happen for failure. Cool. So, next day. You notice as you are starting the path to Jewelford, because I believe that's where you're going, is it not?
Yep. Did we lose Grail?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
As you're moving towards Jewelford. Cool. There is still like a little bit of activity on the river. It looks like there's a number of small little fishing boats, etc., with the occasional larger boat that moves up and down. But there seem to be more obelisks dotted along the landscape down here, and they seem to be getting denser and denser. But they're not tall, they're smaller obelisks. Some of them are only a foot tall, some of them are pretty thin, etc. But they all seem to be the same substance and style of the larger ones that you see throughout the rest of the valley, with the strange little glyphs and wards, etc. on them. Let's grab thingy. You'll probably make it to about here by the afternoon when you're starting to push, maybe a little bit further. You're now pretty close to the Slaughter Scar. Okay, so you are within sight of the Slaughter Scar now. And you can see a kind of a haze just off on the horizon that seems to be kind of a thick greyish fog that seems to move and oscillate occasionally with the wind, maybe against the wind, etc. And you can smell that kind of sulphurous, brimstony kind of scent that hangs heavily on the air. And you notice that you're starting to get little flecks of kind of specks of ash or grit or grime occasionally falling upon your person. For those of you wearing lighter colours or wearing armour, it becomes far more obvious as you are here. So, yeah, and night will begin to fall. The camp setup again is the same, I assume. Okay. At night, you hear off in the distance kind of a kind of a crackling, popping sound. And towards the slaughter scar, you see a faint orange luminescence occasionally flicker through the air.
Is that during any particular watch or on and off through all of them?
On and off through all of them. You can see, however, so that's kind of off in the air. However, those of you with decent sight under the stars, because this night there is no thick, heavy cloud cover, you will notice, if I was to grab freehand and let's do a little X. Oops, let's move that a little bit better. Out there, you think you can see the occasional glow, maybe, of something like a bunch of campfires or the like. It's hard to tell, but the larger orange glow that flickers seems to come almost. You can't see me moving my mouse, so I will. It seems to be coming from like somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and that's kind of flickers up through the air and the sky, maybe spark across through this dark, heavy miasma. But otherwise, the camp is unsettled, or is undisturbed during the night. These little... Sorry?
Can I ask Dol, Caradwin, do you know anything about those lights or popping?
Battle, eternal.
Hmm.
The slaughter scar. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you, Caradwin. Thank you.
Yes, I'm Caradwin now. Yes. Yes, help.
Who will you be next?
I don't know. I'm helper. I'm Caradwin now. One thing you do notice on your watch are that the little obelisks all around here, even the larger ones, they all seem to, at night time, the runes glow, which is not unheard of during elsewhere in the valley, but they seem to be fairly haphazard in their glowing. It's not all the time. But here, it's almost all of them. They don't all glow with a strong luminescence, but there is a faint glow around the runes on all of them.
Right. Great.
And morning will arise.
All right, I'll take off some more rations. Let's go to Jewelford.
Okay, Jewelford is a large town. You'll get there just as evening begins to fall. It is a population of some 2,000 people. It is bordering on large town to very small city. It is it's probably the second largest, other than Shilshanek, settlement in the valley after Summerton. It has...
We've never been here before.
You have not. Actually, Jewelford is bigger than Shilshanek. Shilshanek only has about 1,000. So this is about 2,000 people.
Is there a reason for that? Rich?
It is.
Like just I guess
It is.
proximity.
It is rich. There are mines that operate in the Vermilion Ridge.
Right.
This has the largest halfling population in the valley, and many of them work the mines as well as operate little farms around, etc. There's lots of vegetable farms,
Grail.
etc. Yes,
You had to say they operate little farms.
they do because they're not big.
Yep.
But they grow vegetables, etc. and stuff, and a bit of fruit. There's no animal farms here,
Okay.
no livestock. As I said, about 2,000 people, and it has a large garrison. There is, in fact, a small keep within the city or the town limits. The town also has, similar to the Beatles of Somerton, a private security force internal, which is funded by the city itself. The city, the town is still part of the valley and goes back to Somerton. So the Castellane family and Jarek Castellan, after his father's demise, is technically the ruler of Jewelford. The small force that look after that and the upkeep of the town is paid for by taxes and fees, etc., by those within the town itself. And the mining guild foot a lot of the bills. But it is a rich town, and yes, there is a large, heavy fortified wall all around it, and there is heavy set gates. The gates are open to accept visitors, but your group will again attract unwanted attention. The town guard will approach you to intercept. They are wearing mail hauberks. They have large heater shields, and they have spears and swords, arming swords at their side. You'll be approached by a group of 5 of them. They are not in an overly aggressive mind frame, it appears, but they are deliberately interceding so that you cannot enter Jewelford.
Oh, can we send somebody in to replenish our rations?
No,
With the guard?
we're not stopping you entering. We just need to talk to you first. You're a large armed force. What are you doing coming to Jewelford, especially as night descends?
Good question. We are seeking bedding for the night, and for in the morning we head to the Slaughter Scar.
You're adventurers.
Mm-hmm.
Or are you part of the mercenary army that is camped on this border?
Nope, we are adventurers. I mean, look
adventurers.
how desperate we are.
Well, there are a lot of you, and it's unusual to see a group of adventurers in such large numbers together.
Staying alive helps you adventure more.
We hear the Slaughter Scar is a place of great peril, so we believe strength in numbers would assist our collective survival.
Yes. The Slaughter Scar, I believe, is a place of great peril. I've never been there myself, but I've been to the borders of it. The hills and the mountains abound with various creatures, and the Slaughter Scar itself swarms with them. But the mercenaries are doing, I guess, a good enough job of distracting them from us, so it's great. The bridge, I assume you'll want to cross in the morning, going to the keep across the river is defensible, so it is not open unless under special request. If you wish to enter the town, though, that's fine. There is a small fee for coming in armed as you are, and it will be for you. You'll start trying to work things out with fingers. 3 gold. There is a very good inn in town which would, I believe, have enough room for your numbers and your animals as well as your cart, and it has fantastic ale and food, local food. It's very good for the local economy. I would suggest that you go there. It's where people of your type tend to congregate, so you might find some other people of your ilk to talk to, if you are of a mind. But 3 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy.
Sure, I'll take it out of the treasury.
All right. The inn is towards the south of the town, but it should only take you maybe about 15 minutes or so to get there. It's the Black Sand Tavern.
And is the barkeeper male or female?
It's a halfling family that actually operate it, so it depends upon who is running it this evening. But they are a jolly and friendly bunch. The man.
Well, high patience. See if you can catch the husband.
Freeman and Caitlin are the ones that operate it.
Actually, why don't we let Rob do the negotiation or the Toad? The Toad, do you want to have a go?
Oh, of course.
He's such a dapper chap.
The guards will look him up and down a bit and be a bit perplexed. He'll sweep off his hat. Dello Toad at your service. Large halfling population, you say? Oh, I do want to mix with my own kind. Not that these fellows with me and my fine friends and colleagues are not fine, upstanding individuals, but sometimes one likes to get to the meat of it with one's own kind and talk to breeze about the trees and the fields and the grass and the flowers. I'm sure you know well about that. Oh, and what would your name be, sir? You are doing a fine, upstanding job, if ever there was one. And the guard is just still taken aback by the fact that there is a talking frog.
Kieran nods along with everything he says. Yes, let's get to this inn.
Okay, the town of Jewelford is, the buildings within are mostly stone.
Nice.
It is a
So there's a
solid,
quarry nearby.
a solid, well-structured town. The streets are paved with cobblestone. There are lanterns sitting upon poles at junctures. It is well maintained, clean, well lit, and there is a noticeable presence of security around it. The streets are quiet, other than you, however, when you move through it. Your animals clip-clop across the cobblestone, and it echoes around, making it very conspicuous that you are in the town by yourselves moving through, and the metal armor of your members also jingles and echoes quite a lot throughout the buildings. The Black Sand Tavern is a large building made of black rock. The ground around it is pretty well kept and manicured grass and lawn with a shrub hedge. There is a warm, inviting glow from within and sound of music and laughter.
Excellent.
What was that?
Well, this seems like a good place to stay. Are there any adventurers in the tavern?
As you enter it, there are a couple that you would probably think are adventurers. None are wearing armor, none are carrying weapons. You are very much the outliers here in that regard. However, your appearance doesn't seem to rankle too many noses. There is a little bit of disquiet once you enter, but it soon passes and people go back to talking and laughing, and there's a young girl, maybe 15 or 16, playing a harp and singing off to the corner. There's a group of young men gathered around her. But yeah, as you are standing there upon the threshold, a short, fat, chubby, very friendly-looking halfling will run out towards you wearing an apron, and he has a cap upon his head. Hello. Freeman's the name. What can I do for you?
Freeman, we are looking for lodging for the night.
Lodging,
And of course, nice hot meal would not also go astray.
lodging and a meal. Of course. Just he'll take a pencil from behind his ear, pull out a pad from a pocket, and start writing down. How many are you? 1, 2, 3, 4,
16.
16 plus two, plus two
Two mules.
2 meals in a wagon.
Okay. Yes, I think we can manage to put you up. You don't mind sharing, do you? We don't have enough rooms for you all to have your own.
That's fine.
We do not.
That's not something we told.
Would you like a single, common, large room, or would you like to split up among a few smaller ones?
Oh, large common's fine. For all of us. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so there'll be for you and the animals. Let's make that 4 gold all told. That will include your meals and stabling and feed for the animals.
Okie dokie.
All right. The room that I'll give you is out the back. It's in an adjoining building.
Oh, perfect.
And it is actually has a lockable door, so I'll get a key for you for that room as well. Okay. So 4 gold, and I'll see to it that my son takes care of your animals. Feel free to unwind. I'll get my daughter to take you across to the room. You can shirk your armor and your weapons, etc. You don't need them here. Come back, enjoy the meal, have some fun, and then you can relax. Or you can stay there and we'll bring the food over to you if you wish.
Yeah.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
we'll
I mean, Lenza will
roll for
thank
that.
them and head off.
So take the 4 gold off. Is any of you wishing to eat over there or in the main room here in the main building? Are you wishing to come back and mingle, or are you going to stay by yourselves?
Minerva wants to mingle.
Let's
Shiro will do the same and go with Latoad.
Lenza is tempted, but we'll go join the main area.
Aldrain is following Lenza.
So is anyone else?
So, if nothing else, so if he can't find anything else to do, he'll probably try and talk to Minerva about magic stuff.
Okay, so those of you who are mingling, can you just put down that you're mingling in the chat just so I get an idea who's going where?
I mean, Lenza's going to mingle. Lenza's going to be in the area, I guess.
Just getting an idea who's going to be by themselves, or who, when I say by themselves, who is not going to be with the group of townsfolk and adventurers, etc.
Looks like Lenza and Aldrain.
Okay, well, if you're talking to be about
Cheng,
elves,
Vosh,
And no, sure, there wasn't. Or
Are
Minerva, I
you-
assume.
yeah, it was Minerva. Sorry, like sure, I guess.
Zheng, Vosh, you guys mingling?
Okay,
Nah,
so Nevin, the Freeman's son, went in to look after animals. If you do not trust him, you are still free to go and check to make sure that they are looked after. But
Yeah.
yes. Alright.
Nevin will go and just go and help him out.
Alright, no worries.
I mean, they've got, what, 3 mules and a dog
Okay,
or something like that,
sure.
and a cart and all the rest.
Do we have a Zheng?
Zheng is here. Zheng's just gonna maybe stay in the room and just sort of go over some notes and some readings.
Okay, so it looks like everyone's going to mingle then, does it? Okay, so those of you who are mingling and taking your meal in the main building with the folk of Jewelford, can each roll me a 1d10, please. for each character, not so. If you've got multiple characters, roll for each character.
Welcome back, Vexxi.
Oh. Sure, it would have been second.
We are
Don't worry,
we're
Vex.
currently in
I only
a
just
tavern,
bought it too.
and we are. If you would want to mingle and to interact with people in there, you can. But you're also free to just chill in our room, which is separate to the place.
Or you can be like Linzer, Aldrain, and Zheng, the cool kids who are not doing that.
Yes, we are eating, but in the main area, but not like actually actively trying to talk to people
Yeah.
apart from ourselves.
Yeah, I think as a half orc, I wouldn't want to really talk to anyone.
Yeah.
People here in Jewelford don't seem to really care that you're a half orc. At the very least, you aren't getting anyone looking down their nose towards you. You aren't picking up whispered words.
Of course they're not looking down their nose towards her.
Because
They're
they're
halflings,
half-orcs.
and she's a half-orc.
They're looking up their nose.
Yeah.
All right. Oops. Okay. Minerva and Shiro both rolled a 2.
No, Minerva rolled a 7. Sure,
yeah.
rolled a 2. Yeah.
So you've rolled 3 times.
Yeah, because I rolled for Minerva twice, I thought I'd roll
Oh,
Shiro's separately.
okay, cool.
But it happened to be the same.
But it got the same, so I was happy.
Okay. Is that everybody that's rolled? Not a lot of people.
Was that supposed to be whispered?
Because I'm talking about it.
No. No, he's after the thing that. Oh, yeah. For that. Yep, that's cool.
Inking cloud.
So.
Yep.
That's alright. We don't have a lot of people that roll, but that's alright. Okay, so Shiro.
Mhm.
Alright. So the mingling just goes on. There's not a lot of chat that is outstanding, crazy, or otherwise untoward. It's it's about you realise that the mines in the Vermilion Ridge, there's a quarry up there, but there's also a quarry across the way, across the river, and you hear tell that this is just all kind of pick up bits and pieces like this. The stone for the Black Sand Tavern came from the hills around the Slaughter Scar, which is why it is black. The mines in the Vermilion Ridge are for gemstones. Not precious ones, but semi-precious, but still enough that they make a fair bit of money from them and have built up a fairly good local economy and a fairly rich mining guild. There's also some small veins of copper that have been found.
Nice.
Maybe the tower is inverted. Tavern is inverted tower. Maybe it's got a door somewhere that leads into it. Shiru, though, with your roll of 2, you'll get to start chatting to someone or a couple of people who are, in fact, adventurers, and they have returned recently from the Slaughter Scar. The information you can get from that is that the mercenary camp near the Slaughter Scar has been heading in and out on a regular basis, not as a group, but sending scouts all around the place.
Okay.
And they have been getting supplies both from Riverbend and also from Jewelford. But the mercenaries, they believe, are going to be getting more numbers soon, and it's rumoured that they've found something in the Slaughter Scar and they're trying to work out how to get there. There's been a few pitched battles between them and both undead and some goblins, both of which are fairly numerous within the Slaughter Scar. But the most interesting thing that you find out when you're talking to these two adventurers is that there is supposedly just on the edge of the slaughter scar, not actually in it, but there is supposedly a small hideout that they have heard tale about. They haven't seen it themselves. Small hideout of some bandits that have long since departed, but it's believed that the hideout still contains some of the bandits' looted treasure. These adventurers were looking for it, but the mercenaries and their attempts to enter the slaughter scar and scout the area basically warded the adventurers off, but they're hoping to get back there under the mercenaries' nose. These adventurers are telling you this because they're two sheets to the wind, and they're a little bit free and easy with their tale, and don't realise at the time probably what they're doing by giving you this information. It is they believe that it's got quite a bit of loot, that these bandits had taken some stuff over the years from Jewelford, so therefore they're expecting that there'll be lots of gems and precious metals, etc. within.
Okay. Sounds good.
Other than that, no one really picks up anything too crazy. That's about everything that you hear. No one rolled a 1 and no one rolled a 10.
Do they have a map of where this is, or they just know the vague area that's
They know the vague area.
And what vague area is that? Like over here somewhere or something?
They didn't tell you. They didn't give you that much information.
Oof. Okay. Well, if we come across something, I guess we come across something.
So it's more like bragging about something than actually talking about it directly.
They're not. Yeah, they're talking about it, and maybe they are bragging a little bit, but they're not.
They're not going into details.
Yeah, they're not going into the full details. They're mindful enough not to give precise information, but they're too loose not to keep it to themselves. But it's clear. It's clear that they think they know precisely where it is, or they know well enough where it is.
How hammered did these guys seem? Like they're going to be really hungover in the morning?
Pretty much.
Perfect.
You want to kidnap them or something?
No, but Shiro will relay this information to everybody else, at which stage Minerva will be like, interesting.
Alright, we're going to leave it there unless Minerva wants to put into place, or at least tell me what she's planning to do. I'm assuming it'll be overnight, and then we can...
Yep.
You can whisper it to me if you want.
Sure.
And if
I
anyone
don't need
else
to do
wants
that. That's okay.
No, if anyone else wants to do anything, that's fine. Otherwise, we'll leave it there. You're on the edge of the slaughter scar. You've got a few bits and pieces of information. Sorry, we didn't get Jaquan back into it.
No, it's fine.
So I thought if you wanted to have your cool little meeting, I wasn't going to rush it for you.
Yeah. Won't they all be surprised?
When you turn up wearing power armor.
Don't spoil it.
I didn't tell them about the laser cannon. Oops.
Good. Or the fact that I'm now invisible and have a nuke in my forearm.
All right. So, are you typing anything, or do you want to just tell me afterwards, Minerva?
Oh, yeah, I am sending it to you, but it's just long, like, because, yeah, you'll probably have questions. That's fine.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll finish it up there. I will get Minerva's thing after this.
MVPs.
Yeah, I was about to do that. Don't worry. I'm saying we're wrapping up the session, so then we move on to that. Okay, so yes, if everyone can vote for MVP. So in this situation, just vote for the player, not necessarily the character.
Well,
I mean, if you vote for the character, it's fine too, because that's the player.
Yes. But I mean, you don't have to separate. I should have rolled a d10 for Dole.
okay.
That would have been great.
Let's do it now. 2. Wow.
So Dole got some information. He might tell you later. You do hear every now and then him introducing himself to people in the common room. I'm Caradwin now. and he seems to be walking around. He's holding people's mugs, etc. And you know, at one stage, he's got another knife tucked into his belt.
Oh dear. This can only end well.
You can use the macro for the voting as well if you want.
Oh, did I get Minerva to mend my cracked monocle?
Monocle.
You want me to do that?
There's no U.
Yeah,
I prepare mending every day, so I can do that.
I know.
This is the first time I have not prepared it 3 times a day, so
Did,
bad day for you to choose that to happen, but you know, whatever.
Did you message me, Dan, for MVP?
Yep.
Yeah.
In the preferred manner.
Okay. Cool.
Whisper.
Thank you.
Because
Excellent.
you set that up.
All right, so let's have a look. So we've got. Guess what I just found? Remember how I was trying to find the index card with Minerva's background? I couldn't find it at all.
Mm.
Remember that,
Oh.
Aaron?
Yes.
Because my son had moved it all. There's an index card sitting on my son's side of the desk. Minerva background.
Excellent.
It's just turned
Nice.
up. All right, let's have a look who's got. Okay, so votes are in. So I'm going to give MVP to Sean / Nevin, and runner-up is to Minerva / Shura. So Minerva / Shura, do you want XP or do you wish to have a blessing?
Ooh. Sure, I'll take XP. Or Minerva will. Either way.
Cool.
Whatever.
I was going to say, it's you. You take an XP.
I've taken a thing before.
We're allowed 8 cards, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, you're allowed 8.
Ooh,
Exactly.
Alright.
yes. Trinkets don't count, do they?
No, it's only the blessings, major and minor blessings.
Good.
So I just dealt you a blessing.
Did you?
Yep.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, done. Thank you very much.
Ooh,
Thank
so
you,
glad I'm
everyone.
playing Nevin now.
That's great.
But you're not going to bring Sean into the.
It's
You're not
just
going to bring Sean into.
it's
this
just probably
Slaughter
something he probably will, but it just means he's got a blessing he can play, which is good for Nevin.
Oh,
It's
right.
a blessing that requires melee combat, which is not very good for Sean.
What are you talking about? Just go out there and stab someone in the eye with an arrow.
Yes.
Sean
Well,
has-
Sean has a melee weapon. He just doesn't use it because
I
he
mean,
tries
yeah.
to avoid getting in contact with everyone.
Likewise.
Did that mending do anything to my trinket?
Yes, the crack is repaired.
So it's now repaired?
Mhm.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Well, I will stop the recording and thank you very much for the session.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.